than the mid. Something like I went through yesterday. It was Team Spirit against Paddy Carney, whatever, in Eastern Europe. Team Spirit literally was losing the game 5 times. 5 times the game was over, and they just wouldn't let them finish because their high ground defense is out of this world. And because of that, eventually they come back, but eventually means like 70 minutes into the game, right?
10 seconds.
When there's a discrepancy between teams, this can happen. Like a team with, let's say, lower skill, whatever that means, can have a better draft, execute it properly early on, and then fail to close, which makes the better team come back eventually. They just need time. So now when the teams are kind of similar, what's gonna happen, B-Cop? Is that gonna stay the same, or is it gonna be a mess?
I think that LBZS, especially when they've been in Division 2, they've excelled at closing games, I think, a little bit more. Like, just one of my first memories of them, which I always bring up when we talk about their games, is that Vici game. Remember? It was they had a 40k net worth lead over Vici last year, Season 1. And they lost, and they just couldn't. And it's something that I think we talk about a lot with Division 2 teams, right? Where it's just like, are these teams ever going to be capable of finding a way to finish? And I do think that a lot of these teams, while the talent is there, maybe the ability to be a captain isn't exactly there, right? Like, because that's the guy who's making the calls to finish the games, right? Like, this is how we got to do it. This is what I want you guys to do. And maybe they're missing that singular piece. Because I don't know, at least from LBZS, and maybe I just don't have all the information on them. Like, I don't exactly know who's their shot caller. I don't know who's making the call to finish games or the call to do X, Y, and Z. So, I think a lot of these teams that are kind of stacked or maybe like newer players kind of struggle with that.
I will guarantee it's detachment.
You think so?
Yeah, because his nickname is Detachment. Detached from emotions, he thinks clearly, he leads them.
So
I thought...
What would you expect? Salad to lead you, or PP? Would you follow a guy with the nickname Salad? Like,
I mean,
maybe
I don't know
into
about
the kitchen, I guess.
Detachment feels like it would be my carry because he's detached from everybody else and thinks that everything he's doing is right and everything he's actually doing is wrong, and he doesn't care. He's the carry and everybody else is his support.
So you're more of the detached from reality situation, is what you're thinking?
Yes.
Interesting. You know what's not detached from reality? This draft, the draft that CDEC come up with. Dude, this is very much on par with the meta right now. Dawnbreaker Medusa opener.
So you like
and now Treant? What?
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
Are they just stealing heroes from each other? Like Phoenix by LBZS, and then Treant by CDEC, just take it away from LBZS. Both of these. Like, if CDC had then Phoenix, that would be the sickest draft ever when it comes to like this full team fight potential. Not the stuns, sadly, but still would be really strong. On the side of LBZS, what do they need, guys?
Control.
Yeah.
Mostly, I think LBZS needs something to protect the egg. You have Avalanche, and that's basically it, right? So you've
It's
got
not that bad, though. Like the Avalanche is not that bad. Overall, Tiny can do a lot. It's like, to give him some credit.
Lean up against Phoenix a lot. It's a 70 kind of hero. I feel like he does well with it.
Oh.
I'm surprised at the Enigma, especially with the level 1 change to demonic conversion. Like, I feel like that's a big change, that cooldown increase. Like, that feels pretty rough for me, but I don't know. CDC, a lot of these tier 2 division 2 teams, I feel like they play very safe with their drafts. They pick like very meta heroes. Yeah, right? Wasn't it the demonic conversion got
demonic conversion's up to 60 seconds now?
Yeah.
I mean, it was already pretty bad.
It was like 50 seconds or something. Yeah.
Now it's 60. I feel like that's a lot. I mean, a 20% increase.
But yeah, overall, you're right. I actually don't like Enigma here at all. It's not only about that increase. I believe Enigma's conversions were already on a really long cooldown in comparison to what they used to be, right? My problem is I don't like Enigma and Phoenix that much. You use this black hole, he just eggs. It's hard to set up a fight around it. It's possible.
You can't like follow up the black hole.
Yeah. And you can always like if there's a Phoenix and he eggs first, you can't black hole. If you come in range, you're hit by fire. If you don't come in range and you black hole with some BKB, there's still a chance that the egg will cancel it. It's hard. Like, I'm not a big fan.
I like this pick though from LBZS with the Monkey King. It's something that's going to be flex, and it also helps the egg, right? Like if you're going to egg, Yu Kong's on top of the egg or near the egg, and that makes you not really want to stand and try and right click the egg or anything like that, and you're going to be in a bit of trouble trying to get out of that fight.
Yeah, and they can pretty much set these lanes up any way they want to. I suppose it's going to be a tiny and
Phoenix 5.
Yeah, Phoenix 5, Phoenix plus Monkey safe lane is a decent lane.
Yeah.
Tiny plus anything is decent. Tiny plus Razor would even be good. And then you can pick your mid laner last, or you can pick something with Tiny, something different.
10 seconds.
The thing that's really interesting here is, well, Monkey King is one of Kagome's best heroes, like for sure, we all know that. But with Enigma and the preempt that came out, this means we're likely to see Dawnbreaker 3. And I think Dawnbreaker is really going to struggle into Monkey King Phoenix. So that's why I really like the Monkey King pick here. Like I feel like he's just going to have a really sick lane.
Dire's turn to bang.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, Dawnbreaker is this laner, right? Monkey King versus a melee should be pretty damn solid for LBZS. Depends on the way they lane it. On the side of CDEC, you could put Treant there, you could also put Enigma. I'm wondering just which one of these two will go, because yeah, it's not going to be an easy lane. Enigma plus Medusa on safe lane, I don't see that working out way too well versus anything. This just makes Razor offlane, right? Like you put Tiny Razor offlane and you last pick something versus Squap mid. You get yourself a puck and you have a decent, like literally free puck game. They have no catch for him.
Dude, and Puck has actually been the highest contested hero of the DPC in all regions. It's the #1 pick band by a pretty large margin, and then I believe second was Monkey King. They're heroes that actually work pretty dang well together, and I like what you're saying. Like, it is pretty solid here, especially into the Queen of Pain as well. So I'm wondering if that's what they want to go for, or if they want maybe
the only
lockdown. I don't know.
The only question is, are they comfortable playing Razor offlane? Like, if in their team they're comfortable playing Razor offlane, I think Puck would be a no-brainer. It's literally, it's good for everything this game, really, and it fits their draft as well. But maybe they will not go that route. Maybe something different. Maybe some Lina, like Big Cop mentioned earlier. Lina would work as well. You'd get that long range versus Medusa. It would be on a greedier side, though. Much greedier side.
I mean, it's really potentially greedy. Would you go Phantom Lancer here?
I mean, then you're running like a Monkey King 4 mid Tiny. Would be the only way to compensate the lanes.
Yeah. Your lanes would
Tiny,
be...
Razor mid, Phoenix 5, or even... Yeah. I don't know.
You could do it, but it would also be really greedy, like too greedy, I would say. They go with the Kunkka, okay. Another hero that's, I think it's solid. Gives them some damage mitigation too. It's decent versus Quap on mid lane. Like, okay, I can see this working out as well.
So 4 Tiny.
Yeah. Draft pretty much in place. Yeah, kind of what we expected, right? The 4 position Tiny. It's going to be that safe lane Monkey King, which did you guys catch? Is it the offlane Dawnbreaker? It is, right? They didn't lock in something weird.
It is. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, should be a pretty exciting game, honestly, based on the draft. Do you guys? I'll start with you, Lizard. Is there any of these drafts that you like a little bit more than the other?
I think come late game, CDEC should be invincible, right? Like you'll have this double black hole, you'll have a Medusa, but up to that point, LBZS should break them. I can see LBZS just doing better as long as they can close the game, which was their problem previously. I still believe they'll be able to do it though. It's LBZS's, yeah.
All right. Ecop, what are you thinking? LBZS, or are you going for CDEC here?
I kind of like LBZS. One of the things that I really took note on in those statistics that came up was how long LBZS games take, which is a little bit concerning when you're up against a Medusa, but I think that they're the better team. That's the little bit of an advantage that puts me in their corner. Like, I think CDEC can take advantage of how slow LBZS play, but I just think they're the better team overall, and they've had a lot of time together, so I think that LBZS win.
All right, right on. Well, that sounds pretty good. I'm also going to go ahead and favor LBZS here. I think Kagome Monkey King is scary as all hell, and he's got himself a pretty sick lane matchup, so sounds like we're all in the corner of the Symphony Boys here today. Now, yeah, I think it's time for y'all to take it away with our first game of the evening. For those of you who are just tuning in, it is CDEC versus LBZS. I'm going to go, you know, sit down, enjoy watching it myself, and you guys have some fun. I'll see you when you get back.
We'll see you soon. Ooh, right on with the transition, too. That was impressive.
Give it to us. Give us the game, Ricky. Enough of your random talk.
Yeah.
Watch some Dota.
Seconds to battle.
Waiting on host to start game.
Can I?
I love that in Twitch chat. Everybody thinks it's the host that controls when the game starts, or the panel.
But it is.
All right, I'll keep the illusion. Yeah, it is us.
And the host can start or game. He also controls the pauses. So if there's ever and the disconnects. If there's ever a disconnect, like a host gets a prompt. Like if a player disconnects, right? A host gets a prompt. Will you allow this player to reconnect? And he's like, not yet.
It's not a bug when they can't reconnect and they have to disconnect completely, and it's a 4v5.
It's actually not even any host. It's just Ricky. He's hired for every tournament.
he's done for. We've outed him.
He's the reconnect admin host. You know.
What do you think our cryptic stands for? He's the crypt keeper of disconnects.
Exactly. Oh man. Okay. Everything aside, if you don't see the team names, do you still think that LBZS's draft is much better, or is it? Because I'm leaning towards them not only because of the draft, but because of the name.
I think if the names weren't there, it's hard to say with Division 2 teams, but if it was like Division 1 teams, I'd probably take CDEC over them. Undyne.
Well,
really close to dying, but he'll survive.
He's Undyne.
Fake hype.
Yeah.
I think Undyne is like a, I want to say, I think I know it from like Secret of Mana. An ability. It's spelled a little bit differently, but it's the spirit of water in Secret of Mana.
I thought it meant that he cannot die.
That's Undying.
So
I use middle mouse, and then when I want to switch hero, switch over. And then I've also got like assisted camera on, so I can turn it on and off, and it'll pull me towards the closest hero.
You
not from like a super far distance. So it kind of centers the heroes. I really like it. It keeps me ongoing.
We disintegrate.
Just yeah, I was doing that. Getting the V mix going. Victory mix. So at least so far from what I've seen in China, it feels so different from what we were doing a year ago. A lot more quiet in the early game.
Yeah, like back to old school China, one would argue, right?
Like the mid game and late game still kind of pop off, but I've definitely felt that these early games are very like, oh, a solo kill here, a solo kill there, maybe one gank, but I mean, Division 1, especially when we were all in studio a year ago, like it felt like we were getting a lot of action constantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it depends on the patch as well, like what heroes are being drafted. You can't really do a lot when you have, I don't know, Dragonite plus Io on one lane and the other Abdom plus something. You know, it's kind of hard to get these skills going, but
yeah,
when the drafts are a bit different, it can happen. I do believe there's a lot of kill potential on somewhere like bottom lane. Top as well, possible. Treant.
Yeah, again, might be in trouble. Static Link is level 2 this time, so a lot of extra damage. And Salady's already used the Avalanche and Toss, but it won't matter. They've got the damage from LG. Not getting traded.
Didn't I set it up perfectly? Tell me.
I mean, you're an analyst, so you analyze the situation of the game. Okay, tree toss to kill a courier. That, a little violent. That courier didn't need that.
He deserved it. It was a
like that.
Collaborator bringing items to the enemy team, the enemy side. He deserved it.
Oh my gosh. Stormbreaker has been very popular in China.
The build with the Aghanim's, right?
Yeah.
Might be the next build. Or
Imitator looking like he's gonna die, and the balance strike will come in, and Ome though, 70 making the rotation up towards top, will be traded.
Thing about all of this, well, the best thing is that Coop got the kill on Monkey King, but the second best thing is she missed gank on mid lane. Tiny was over there setting up a gank, and because of that top lane rotation, she doesn't die. Plus, she
Might stay though. Imitator showing up and refilling that bot. PP looking like he's in a good way. 16 more CS. Like, yeah, he doesn't have the kill at the moment, but I think his game is... Yeah, he's 600 gold ahead of this Queen of Pain. Like, that's... Wow.
Yeah, he's farming the small camp as well. He's stacking it up, farming it up. Queen of Pain, meanwhile, is forced to make some rotations and just farm the wave.
1-4-1-1 for Unka. So having the Tidebringer at max level, you're gonna be doing damage like that. You guys are looking at the top bar. You saw that the Queen of Pain did take about what 20% of your health and damage right there.
Yeah, the bracers even got nerfed a little bit, but
Medusa body blocks are real nice. They've got the avalanche, the damage coming out, but that was that first item wand that the Medusa had that helped him stay alive. That they're actually going to turn this and get the kill on a Stout. They look over at Undyne. Undyne survives. The boat's really not that great. And ultimately, it's CDEC who have made a rotation, gotten something out of it, and LBZS kind of come up empty-handed.
Yeah, LG really didn't want to commit there on the Treant. Perhaps he could have, but if he did, also there's a Queen of Pain ulti. He could have gotten punished for it, so decides not to. I respect the discipline. I have to say that 70 is definitely doing a good job with his rotations. Right, towards the top lane, out towards bottom. Meanwhile, the Enigma is getting some free time on the mid lane. Necessary as well.
Avalanche toss. Undyne surviving, and there's the ulti from both the Queen of Pain and the Dawnbreaker. What a cleanup from CDEC. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that one. Right now, A+ play from 7-8.
I appreciate you, B-Cop, no matter what your grade
Aw.
is.
I appreciate you. And your fitness guru instruction. And your friendship.
Okay, this
Right,
is
chat.
way too wholesome.
Friendship.
Okay, this Queen of Pain kills someone already. Like,
We need some blood.
I've literally been only following 7E for the last 3 minutes.
Hope he makes a rotation.
Yeah.
They're gonna take this tier 1 tower if they're not careful. LBZS. Oh, a little bit late with that balanced strike.
It's Enigma's level 6 now as well. They have a smoke, level 6 Enigma. They could definitely use that black hole. I believe if you are LBZS right now, you just plant this Phoenix on top lane. He has the egg. There is literally... there is a way to kill him, but not for these two. Unless they commit the black hole. Even then, it's not likely they will finish off the Phoenix before he hits. So, something that CDEC needs to do in order to take the tower on top lane is rotate the Queen of Pain. Like, I really don't see it happening if they don't do it. I also have to inform this is possibly a really long game.
I'm used to it. I don't know if you know this, but I love long games. Big fan. Ooh, detachment. Ooh, Icarus dive into the ult, and now they've got themselves the Torrent as well as the Ghost Ship right on top of this Dawnbreaker, just on the edge. That Supernova hit, and now trying to get out with the ultimate down towards bottom. The Imitator goes down to LG. Sonic Wave comes through. Salad low. LG maybe looking to chase, but 70 abandoned ship there as he will jump away and get away from that one. Maybe go towards going. On balance strike, trying to figure out what he wants to go for, but with 70 and this Medusa, they have more than enough damage to get the Monkey King by himself.
That's a big yikes.
Middle tower's in trouble.
LBZS did everything right. They defended top lane quite in a quite nice fashion, rotating the Queen guy in. Even though Queen of Pain was coming and using Sonic Wave, they all survived. It was all pretty well played. Prevented the black hole from ever happening too. And then Monkey King just goes on the rune and dies to Medusa and Queen of Pain. Yeah, it's quite big of a mistake because Monkey King doesn't have his battle fury yet, so yeah.
It's close, but I mean,
You never want to.
time-wise for
Yeah,
you usually see more corrosion with the Monkey Kings before they go battle fury. At least like he does that, and he gets it what 314.
And it's so good on Monkey, right? Getting that sort of corrosion, but still, you're playing versus Medusa. Getting battle fury as soon as possible is probably for the best. It's just that I'm afraid that this Medusa is already on top of net worth charts. Usually it takes a little bit.
Quite a lot too. I'm like Peter. Black hole. Avalanche from a distance. So now that's on cooldown. Kinda it gives that freedom to LBZS to kind of think about what they want to do for the next few minutes, for the next 200 seconds. Like, where can we go, get our ults up, go for a smoke, make a play, and I would say try and find some vision on this Medusa, because they really need to slow that game down.
Yeah, they do have heroes to do that. There's this tree-ant on the bottom lane. That is, CDEC has ways of delaying. And that's what they have to do.
So, Guardian, Phoenix going to the ult. They're going to try and right-click this down. I don't really think they have enough. And there's the Wukong, something we talk about in the draft. Supernova goes off. They go to the Stone Gaze, Undyne, as well as this Dawnbreaker in so much trouble. By trouble, I mean dead. Great Sonic Wave, but just not enough. 70 getting ripped apart. They all came to LBZS. And they all died.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the ways to approach the game. Sometimes you just want to, like some teams, we have cooldowns on Black Hole, we don't care, we want to fight. Like, you're manly, you want to get in there, you don't care about spells that you have or have not. And then you lose 4 heroes, it happens.
That was, not what you want. We were like, oh, LBZS, they could smoke, they can make a move, they can maybe get the Medusa with the vision. No. they'll all come to us. We go to them in.
Look at these heroes on the side of CDC. Like, when you don't have the black hole, even with the Sonic Wave, even with the Dawnbreaker, you should be able to win any of the fights. Like, at least not to this point, right?
It was rough. Like, they kind of put down the perfect position though for LBZS, right? Like the Wukongs was exactly where they needed it, on the edge of the supernova.
Yeah, it was all point.
Now
Pretty
BKB for PP. Could go looking for his BKB too, and that'll be a timing when they get multiple. Well, not multiple, they get the trio, because they've already got BKB on the Razor as well as the Kunkka.
Both of them already with the BKBs, which means that they really want to be fighting. There's also Blink on Tiny, so their problem is they really need Monka nearby to kill the Queen of Pain.
Oh, they call the Queen of Pain. They get the blink off and just getting away. They also look mid over at the Train Protector, Undying, trying to be Undying, but
should be able to. Piggy form and he's up.
Yeah, if that plasma field hits, maybe sold him enough, but now Undying kind of stands his ground a little bit, and that might be his undoing. The whole time, though, Pigome goes down. That is not what you want if you're LBZ. Yes. I want to say that that was Dawnbreaker and just Imitator getting it done without the black hole. Goes for the TP, and there's going to be success there because there's nothing to stop that.
It feels so far for me that LBZS is having a flawless game, and then there's Kagome. Like, he's the only one.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah. He's the only one kind of messing their things. Like, it's not as good of a game for him as you'd expect. But then again, I think the Dawnbreaker effect is really hitting him. The way he's dying most of the time is he doesn't expect the Dawnbreaker to get in there, and he falls. By the way, the reason why Triton died is he stopped for a second to use Living Armor on the mid lane tower, and he didn't expect Razor to continue chasing him.
Right. Well, he kind of gets sold out, but maybe if they had a little bit more damage on the Queen of Pain, they get the kill there. Because I believe, 70 got away from that one. And there's the exit of the Torrent as well as the Goat Ship, but Stone Gaze means they don't want to chase any further. By the way, Black Hole's back up, so you need to be very careful about your positioning now. Imitator, though, no Blink Dagger for a while, so him trying to position himself correctly to get this Black Hole off is going to be very hard. And, so he's in trouble. Avalanche. Maybe waiting for LG, who's lagging a little bit behind. Under that toss to get right on top of the Razor to get the stat blink.
Do you think that they have what it takes to kill the Medusa right now? That's Manta, Dragonlance, power threats. She's already and the point booster. Yeah, she's already quite tanky. They need to like commit a perfect team fight at this point to have a shot at killing her.
I guess the question is, do you fight the Medusa or do you try and fight around the Medusa, get everybody else in these pickoffs and try and get yourself at least the Monkey King? He wants the BKB, he also wants the Scotty. I almost think he really can't fight the Medusa until he's got both, right?
Yeah. I think you can't. There's one. However, there's one you can use, like one weapon in your arsenal. That's this Razor. Like you can just run in there and put a static blink on the Medusa, make her useless. Razor is one of those heroes that can do that to a hero. So.
Kunkka going Shadow Blade, okay.
Kagome on top, and they're pinging him, but there's a good ward scouting out 70, who's got that BKB completed, by the way, as well.
And defensive ward by that camp, but he throws down the Boundless Strike. He needs to be careful about his positioning. His Imitator is certainly looking to just go in and use Black Hole. With the Queen of Pain by him, it'd be more than enough. But now that's here, he's got a little bit of protection. Meanwhile, the detachment does spot Imitator, so they may not even get that opportunity. Blink as well as the Avalanche. maybe thinking about throwing something down, but just goes to the TP out. Boundless Strike is there, and they'll get the kill.
He was counting stuns well. There was one more stun, obviously, from Kagome. Maybe the thought process was, okay, if he Boundless Strikes, there's a chance that Black Hole and then Queen of Pain jumps him. He's just not tanky enough for that to happen. But I don't know. They Dawnbreaker BKB TP out, and this is what I wanted to say. The Dawnbreaker with ulti might have given him enough time to make that play. It would be extremely risky.
I think if he wants to make that play, the Solar Guardian had to come out immediately, right?
And the TP to just use the to force the Boundless Strike sooner.
So no axe for Dawnbreaker, so it won't be that extra heal, that evasion.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
Oh my god, Medusa already has Ags. We were just saying point booster, what, a second ago?
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is, I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the game, right? Like, if you were to not have the team banners there, would I have taken LBZS? And I don't wanted to say maybe not, but I don't know. I still think LBZS is there.
Now,
I'm trying. I'm on my bike. I'm backpedaling.
No
Just a little bit.
backpedaling allowed.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
Uh-oh, Kagome. He's getting wrapped around on. He needs to be careful. Not that the Enigma's there, but Bop and Treant, a little overgrowth action, or Salad.
Nice
Looking
attempt.
the other way.
Yep.
They need to clear this vision out.
Dire's top
And they do
tower's
have
about
the
to be
sentry
ready
down
for
already.
trouble.
I like this obs placement too by the stairs, by the Dire.
Yeah, they're getting definitely a lot of vision. The board game is pretty decent on both of these sides, I would say.
The ward also catches them going to Roche too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid spot. Go on. I didn't mean to.
No. Do you think that they're in a rush on CDC? I don't think, but they are starting to pressure.
Tower's full.
I don't think they are, but there's a little bit in my heart that makes me think that they should be, because of where Kagome is.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets to Scotty, I think he's going to be a lot more confident and willing to fight with the rest of his team. That's a big point to get for him, and especially it might line up with getting this refresher for the Razors. So there's a big power spike on the horizon for LBZS, and I think that CDEC need to kind of slow that down or show their hand a little bit, because Medusa's in a good spot to fight, I think, ahead like this. But the one thing that gives me a bit of an issue too is look at where the rest of the team is in terms of net worth. Like, I understand a Medusa lineup is kind of this 4 protect 1, but we were feeling 70 in the beginning. 4-1 and he was 4-1-2 or 3-0-2 to start. Like, he really hasn't had much of a presence since then.
Because you have to give your all and everything to the Medusa.
Yeah.
In this relationship, she's not the one that supports; she's the one that takes. You need to just be the full support on all 4 heroes. But Enigma is getting closer to the Blink Dagger. It's not Blink plus BKB, so the Black Hole is still super easy, but it's still good.
70 mid actually has that blink. But yeah, like, blink for Enigma, obviously it's a piece of the puzzle, but you know, this is a 1,000-piece puzzle, and he's gonna need to figure out where the middle parts go, because Blink Dagger is not gonna be entirely enough. We've seen the avalanche be a bit of an issue for him as well.
Smoke. Razor has a refresher though. He's got it.
Come over for LG, goes to sure.
Oh, what?
And that was overgrowth used and committed, so it stopped LG. Oh! He is one shot from dead. Balance strike onto the Queen of Pain. Bullwhip, BKB, Torrent lands onto the tree, and now they've got the Wukong, Supernova over to the side. The right clicks are in onto the egg. Is it going to be enough? It does not explode the right way. And they end up getting the kill onto the Phoenix. They look for the tiny Salad slowed up. He's barely moving, but he's got the avalanche, and will not get denied. 70 claims the kill. They do find 2.
G a little bit too quick on his fingers there. Like, he used the BKB refreshes, instantly pops another charge together with Eye of the Storm. Uses 2, like, that 9-second BKB,
Dire's bottom tower is under
it lasted for a second.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, a small mishap.
Dire's bottom towers get pushed
Also the
around.
fact that they set up almost a kill on a Raider with nothing but a Mystic Snake. Like, that was literally their whole control. He didn't dispel Overgrowth with the BKB, right? Like the second BKB. If that happened, then it's my bad. Like, I didn't
They're
see
in a
it.
Roche. Torrent lands. X is there on a 70. Do a ghost ship. They have Wukong's in 5, but they don't have Supernova for 40.
There's Black Hole and there's a Blink Dagger Black Hole now. You have to be careful the way you approach this fight.
Talon needs to be in a better position. He can't be grouped up with the rest of the team. He needs to be the one throwing the avalanche to get something out of this one. They go to the Sword Guardian, they go to the BKBs, and now they've got themselves a spot on the 30. The look over at 7. They'll get the count of the Tiny, but they've taken out the Medusa. The Black Hole comes out, but it's a little bit too late. At least that's what it feels like. LG taking a lot of damage. They've got the Spirit Vest on him. They'll get the kill on the Razor. They look over to the side of PB, who's got the X back out of the Torrent. Downward strike from Kagome, getting Imitator. So now, Dawnbreaker back into the fight. 7 with the BKB. TP out from Kagome and just makes it away. But TP may not be so fortunate. There's the Sonic Wave and a triple kill for 70 without the Medusa salvaging the fight with this Queen of Pain.
Yeah, suddenly this Queen of Pain doesn't feel as malnourished as before. Like, she gets some farm, goes into the pit. This is most likely an age for her.
It's got
Monkey King.
Supernova.
The Monkey King's
great.
coming as well. Yeah, okay.
It forced them out. Monkey King's coming over. Roche is out of the pit. They don't have Medusa for another 20 seconds. They'll have the Enigma back up, but he doesn't have Black Hole. This is a fight for what they want. 70 goes into the pit while they go after Undyne, who popped back previously. Here comes Imitator. He's kind of imitating himself with a Black Hole, because he doesn't have one right now, but he's himself so away. Pressure. Dawnbreaker won't get him.
70.
Oh, man. Oh, he's the Roche kill, but gets the Aegis. However, it's not going to matter. They'll get him twice. Kagome with the triple kill. It takes it out of the hands of LBZS. This could have been disastrous, but instead, it's only slightly a problem, I guess.
Oh my, this was... yeah, this was messy from both sides, really. Like, the egg was so far. It still prevented them quite well from taking Roche and put some time for the Monkey King. Then the Dawnbreaker jumps in, instantly gets blown up. Queen of Pain follows. Queen of Pain with such a great kill streak, she feeds it away. I don't know, is it worth it stealing the Aegis? I don't think so. Like, considering how many heroes they lost, I don't think that's worth it.
I only slightly disagree, and that's because it gives Medusa time to kind of... I think LBZS maybe not as confident without the Aegis, which gives Medusa more time to farm up and form some sort of defense.
That's so, because you're giving a lot of farm to the enemy team as well. And,
True.
My problem in that last fight around the pit, the initial fight, was Imitator. He wasted a good 2 seconds hitting, right-clicking Tiny, instead of blinking in and black holing, saving the Medusa. Like, they had no stuns. 4 heroes were stuck one next to another. He could have black holed all of them. But, you know, sometimes you just tunnel vision on different things. Tiny was in his face. It's hard to blame him for that.
4K lead for LBZS. Still up against a pretty hard Medusa, but now no longer sitting top of the net worth. That's the big switch here, and something like you said, where, you know, is it worth it to throw bodies like that? Coming around the back, though, is the Kunkka. Oh, gosh. Doesn't feel good to get hit by a Tidebringer immediately. Icarus dive up for it, but well, now into the Supernova. They've got the Torrent landing onto a couple of these heroes. They get the BKBs off, but it's not going to be enough. Dawnbreaker and the Enigma both go down. It's a Sonic Wave from 70 with the BKB just to survive.
The biggest issue that CDEC have got that I've got is they like, their catch is extremely bad. Like you have Mystic Snake to set up or an instant black hole. An instant black hole is not something that you ever want to do unless you have a BKB on an Enigma as well. So it's so difficult for them to kill off anyone. Even this Phoenix that's a position 5, like he has a Shiva's completed. If you jump him, there is, I believe, 0 chance that you kill him before he acts. Like he's always going to be able to act. The only question is, will you kill the egg after?
And it's only getting tougher, right? Like it's level 2 now, about to be level 3. That means it's going to take 2 more hits, go from 8 to 10. It's also got this Shiva's guard now, and
That checks out.
Yeah, the map does check out. 8 plus 2 is 10.
Yeah.
That's where I got my 85 from. Get those B pluses.
I see. So addition is 85 in NA. I get it.
It's most of what I know.
It's commendable. I've seen worse in Twitch chat.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's very true.
They need to use this black hole somehow. They need to. This is another smoke that they're making. My problem is maybe it's now too late. Wait for the BKB on Enigma and then do it.
So far away though. Imitator, it would need tons of space.
Yeah, that's true.
They're wrapping around. They still want to go for something. They've got black hole. Maybe they find the opportunity, but not when Imitator's the first one caught. And he blinks into PP, knowing he's been axed. It's really not going to do anything. The Solar Guardian doesn't find him any space either. And they'll go after this Dawnbreaker who popped the BKB. There's the Silver Edge as well as Mystic Snake, upgraded via that Ags. They've now found Undyne. They'll go the other way, but the Plasma Field does not hit. Over the Tiny, though, Salad, he'll end up dead. Undyne eventually falls to Kagome, but now they go for PP. And while PP's got the Shadow Blade, so he's able to leave.
I really wanted to toss that Medusa back, but they found him first. They had this, you see this Radiant Cliff Ward in the Radiant Jungle? It's not that common. It's super defensive. It's scouted out the Tiny, he dies. But overall, things are still completely in control for LBZS. They're just farming and farming up. Medusa is strong, but on the other side you have this triple core, right? Like you have Monkey, you have Razor that can make Medusa quite useless, and then you have Kunkka as well. They're all scaling quite hard. Same cannot be said for Queen of Pain and Dawnbreaker.
70 forced the BKB and TP.
Like
Monkey King level 25, just hitting that extra Wukong's command ring.
My X factor for CDEC was this Enigma, and so far, like he's just not farmed enough.
07 and 5, and it's hard, right? Like you want him to get space on the map to farm, but at the same time, that's exactly what your other 2 cores are doing by giving up that space for the Medusa. It's not really for the Enigma, it's for the Medusa, and you could see that based on the net worth chart that like Pain and Dawnbreaker have kind of taken these back seat to Medusa pretty heavily. How do you expect even the Enigma to get some farm?
Yeah, it's something that you need to discuss within the team, right? Like, I know you're a Medusa, but I'm an Enigma. I need more, right? Like, at least this BKB is necessary. Not for me, for the team. But at least they do have a very big Medusa. That's Skadi completed on her, so one of these next fights, she'll have that split shot uses modifiers, level 25 talent with the Skadi. It can be quite strong versus all of them. I think it's the best versus the Razor, because the static link doesn't hurt as much. You can get away a bit easier.
Radiant's middle tower's not feeling the love.
Take these towers, take these outposts, get control of the map a little bit more. We're getting to that point again, like something we spoke about was the fact that at LBZS they do take a lot of time to finish these upwards of 4+ minutes. So at the end of the day, is that something that's going to hurt them? Because Medusa, who was down about 2,000 in the Monkey King, has not only caught up, but excelled to pass this Monkey King. Like, it's Kagome, who's maybe not getting as much farm as he would have liked, but he does have that refresher with Scotty now. Just thinking about getting that arcane blink, and that's something that he's going to be leaning towards potentially. He's got the blink dagger now, and the question is, does he finish that or go for the MKB that he's got queued up?
Is there a butterfly? There isn't, so MKB, if he sees the butterfly, he can go for it. Medusa is caught.
Yeah, no trouble. Got the supernova. There's the refresher, Undying, the first to die, and goes and throws the Sonic Wave out. They don't get the Medusa, has a bit of mana and a lot of health left. Sunray right on top of Solid, trying to heal him back up. Icarus dive, they'll go back towards Roche and back towards their jungle. Got about 2 minutes left on that, but all they get out of that is the Treant, and that was Wukong's and the refresher, not the second Wukong's pop. Now detachment, he's caught, he's gone.
He's gone. He also gave the gem. Really nice pick off. You won't believe it, but the reason why they killed him is Mindbreaker. Like, literally, they jump in, hit him with a Mindbreaker, silence him so he can't dive out, and it's an easy kill. There is some luck for LBZS. Double damage rune spawned, but there is no rush for an extra minute. So you'll have your Phoenix. You should have your egg as well. Everything will be ready to take this next fight. But Tiny, he might not be there. Just no catch.
Just TP. Yeah. This is giving time for the BKB though for Enigma. He's got enough for the Mithril Hammer. He's got a little bit plus on that as well. So he's that X factor. He's not getting any space. He's not really able to do anything.
Like, this is just so tense.
BKB, PP. Now he's the one who's caught. They go to the Overgrowth. OG thinking about going in and help his Kunkka, but he's hit with us. They've got the BKB, pop a Dawnbreaker, maybe a little bit early, but it's enough to just turn around and back away as they're trying to control the pit. They're trying to make sure that they have the advantage going into this next fight that gets them the second Roche. Shard will be in there, but see who gets it.
It would be really good for LBZS to fight before the BKB on Enigma.
Static Link, very quick kill, Undying gone.
He does have a buyback, so if they do commit to this rush fight, he should be there. So far it looked like they won't. And another good thing that Enigma has got is this item would be damn good on Medusa too, but he takes the ninja gear. I think it's still better on Enigma. Just having that constant smoke to use the black hole from, it just gives an additional surprise effect. That's right.
So
well, he did just gave it away. He showed himself, so they should know.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
See, this is what I kind of have a problem with. 7E is taking away Imitator's farm when he's very close to the BKB.
Yeah. It's true.
I think that's like, he'd have the BKB the full wave, and now he's going into another one. That should have been his. Refresher comes to the Static Link, there the Wukong's, but there's the Sonic Wave to push him away. Wukong's will sit there, but they're not going for Roche. He only has about 40% of his health left. That being said, Refresher is available for the Monkey King, so he can do this all again.
Yeah, BKB is there though, on Enigma. So he's got it.
This is going to be a very big fight for him. He needs to be that X factor. Very tense moments, waiting to see who will break the lines first, but they've gone to 5-man smoke. They've written the line to go all the way out and around.
Yeah, that could prove to be dangerous. LBZS is really well positioned. Like, Tiny would break that smoke, right?
Yeah.
He's in.
However, LG's close, so they can make the blink and jump. Finally, 7E steps into the pit. That's after the torrent, but yet nothing going on just yet. And now the refresher with Wukong's coming back off cooldown will be double. It was just one before if they were going to fight, but now it's going to be two. This is a very tough proposition for CDEC to take. You see Kagome in the pit once again. Sentries are down. It's here, but immediately taken care of. They've got an arcane picked up here by the Medusa. They'll go in with the Wukongs. They're going to try and make this work with the Supernova. They start to back away outside of CDEC. That'll explode. They get killed on Undyne. They go to the refresher on a Kagome. LG with the KB. That's going towards the end. And now they'll pick up the Aegis on Kagome. On the other side of this, though, CDEC just trying to find an escape. The force dash forward. Avalanche hits on the 2. Balance Strike is there. Kagome with another Wukong. And they get the kill on Imitator. Saladin's going down, and he's going to buy back the Sunray right on top of this Medusa. They go with the Solar Guardian. The Sonic Wave comes in and hits on 4 of these heroes, but is it going to be enough? LG there with the rest of the team. They get the kill on the Medusa. They look over the rest of the Balance Strike, landing on the 2. 70 on the run. Just blinking out, but the Medusa's back. Oh, here we go. Dawnbreaker with the Starbreaker. Dawnbreaker ends up dead, but they got the kill on the PP, and they will take out the Aegis in the hands of Kagome. He immediately blinks after he comes back alive with that second life.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to mess with this neck lady. She's a bit too strong. I'm gonna TP away, and I don't blame him. Salad, however, he doesn't have a TP.
Oh boy, and he bought back, so he's dead for 95 seconds. Not that I think that'll end up coming into play here. I don't think that's gonna be a massive issue.
How many buybacks on the side of Radiant? Medusa and Dawnbreaker, right?
Medusa, Dawnbreaker, and the Treant.
And the Treant, okay. And this Queen of Pain is already
pretty quick.
He's got that AC Witchblade, like he hits quite hard. No Medusa even around, but they don't want to commit any of the buybacks. This is a side maybe even.
I thought this wouldn't come into play, but the Tiny hit for another minute.
Okay, with the Kunkka buying back, they should be able to scare them.
They haven't done a Medusa ever. You need to be careful if you're going to sit here right in the front. You do have Dawnbreaker with Sword Guardian ready to go if you need to at least try and get that to go in. Starbreaker, KB pop by PP. Potato going in, looking for the black hole that's on a beat. Just brought back. Kagome though, with the Wukongs, he's going to try and keep his Kunkka alive. They got themselves a Spirit Vessel on him, as well as the Supernova going down. These heroes have walked out of the circle. They will keep their racks alive, but a lot used.
Phoenix really needs a shard. It's dropped in the base. Yeah, he didn't pick it up before. I'm not sure. Probably just panicked and needed to help out the Kunkka a little bit faster. That was that the first black hole in the game? Or
not in the game.
Not in the game, but in the last 30 minutes, I would say, maybe 15. I remember the one on the bottom lane as well.
Is it everything you remember?
Imitator is having a really rough time. I feel bad. Yeah, like the black hole next to the pit. He pops the BKB. He's in ninja gear. He pops the BKB. His blink gets cancelled by Wukong's command. Now he uses that black hole on Kunkka. It wasn't a bad idea though. Kunkka didn't have buyback, right? But they just didn't have the damage as well.
I feel bad for Imitator, but I'm not going to say it's his fault. Like, I'm looking at lanes that he's trying to farm, that he was trying to get that BKB quicker on, and he's getting his farm stolen. Like, if you want your Enigma to be the X Factor, if you want him to have that BKB, then you should let him have that farm. Like, you're taking away potential win conditions.
It goes both ways. There's a little bit of both. That's what I should say, right? I agree. But this Medusa is really scary now with the butterfly completed this time, and there is an MKB.
He just got it, yeah. And he got the arcane blink, which means he's got a lot of farm. Oh hell.
No buyback.
I have to send a picture of that arcane blink to Tsunami. I was just watching his stream. He said it never gets bought. And I want to be that guy, you know? Love you, Tsunami. Here's a picture of arcane blink.
Make a selfie with it, you know? Like, you're smiling next to it.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that.
Do some call me sign, you know, like, ayo. Okay, mist, smoke on the Dawnbreaker. Doesn't really matter.
Could show a chop and then just Solar Guardian in.
Yeah, exactly. That's a
damage
level
up to
25 Dawnbreaker as well.
jumping in, and now they go to the balance strike. The BKB's being popped. They've got themselves the overgrowth. There's the Sword Guardian. The Sonic Wave comes out on Kagome, taking a lot of damage to get the Imitator. He doesn't get the Black Hole off, but he does that buyback. Super lands on the Medusa with the Poppet. They need to find a way to save the Medusa. There's no chance, though. No buyback. 2 minutes gone. That is not what they need. By far. How short is deep buyback? He is short 1,200 gold.
They don't know that, maybe. No, they will try to force it, however. One good thing for CDEC is that they still have the tier 2s, tier 2 mid, tier 2, tier 1 top even, yeah. And because of that, it might be a bit harder for LBZS to push. Remember, they also lost the Monkey King, so they'll just chill out, go back. Another mistake by Enigma, sadly. Like, I hate pointing these out, but he jumps in. He pops the BKB, jumps in as he's about to black hole, but he didn't have black hole. It was on cooldown for 5 more seconds. So during his BKB, he just dies to the Wukong's command once again.
A lot of stress.
Yeah. It feels like he stressed, definitely. But it only takes one good black hole, you know. That always what's so good about this hero is you can fail 10 black holes, but if you nail that last one, it can still be game changing.
They might even wait for next Roche. I mean, not wait for it, but that might be where the next fight does occur if LBZS did anything here.
They have 20 seconds without Medusa. They really want to bounce this
Undyne. That's someone you really want to get a kill on. Those overgrowths have been a bit of a problem. Now the Sword Guardian, they go to the black hole. It's going to be on the 2. They've got 70 over to the side with the Sonic Wave coming through. He's getting a little bit low on the BKB, and now healing up. He's got himself that Satanic. They get the kill on the Sal. They'll take out the Chinese. Dead for 80 seconds. The Wukong's committed. EP goes the other way here with Kagome, trying to scout something out. Maybe trying to get on top of the Enigma. They know that he bought back, and they want him out of the fight completely. However, that black hole now on cooldown for 2 minutes.
Yeah, PP tried to get the catch of that mid lane. Queen of Pain didn't manage to. Also, the egg was good. The Sunray healing them up just a tiny little bit. Still good enough to keep the Kunkka alive together with that Satanic. So there's no black hole for the next. It's quite significant. That black hole cooldown is 160. Your Tiny will be up in 40 seconds. You should have a pretty good shot at having a good fight.
He wants this refresher so badly.
Illusion.
He really wants the refresher. There's no way he's going to get it with the farm, but PP stepping up, spotted, and that's a bit of an issue. And by issue, I mean he's been hexed. He is gone. 2 minutes dead. They've got the vision on the high ground, and they will go over the Phoenix detachment. Balance strike coming in from Kagome, goes to the Wukong's commit, goes to the refresher. He's got the damage coming in on the Undyne. I don't get over the Stephanie. He gets solo. The Sonic Wave is thrown forward, and LG's gone. Medusa with a triple kill. There was a 20 lead in this game. You wouldn't know it though, as it's only 5k here for LBZS, and they do not have a Kunkka, they do not have a Phoenix, and Roche is in the future of CDEC if they could hold still near this pit.
What can Monkey do here? Can he actually defend? I think so. Like, there is a black hole in 40. Will they push? I hope so. You have an opened up opportunity to take the Raxes on the mid lane.
I don't know about top, because I think he'd be a little bit more safer if you're Monkey King to throw Wukongs from the trees.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There's still an opportunity for them to take this and go straight.
They go fours?
Middle barracks has fallen.
Well, it's a little bit tougher.
Medusa
They're going force. They're doing a lot of damage to the towers. A full minute without this Kunkka. CDEC, they grasp this game from the depths of defeat. They go to the glyph. They've got a little bit of health left on that tower. 172 to be precise. The Medusa and 7E just trying to go for this. They've got the Phoenix up in 8 seconds. LG, he needs to come back into this. He's waiting so long. There's the black hole. It's running out of Monkey King. This is exactly what they needed going into Kagome. He's locked down. They've got the Sunray alive, but not enough alive. They got the Kagome Imitator, but it's not going to be Imitator for now. Kagome's going to go down as well as the damage. They put the back coming out of 3 with PG doing the damage to get the kill on the Medusa. They'll take the Medusa. They look for the Dawnbreaker. They'll probably get on the 70. That's the 25 level spell block that keeps him alive. LG goes down. He's dead for 2 minutes. They need to look over to maybe get this Queen of Pain because now Medusa is back up.
Wait. Queen of Pain is still around. He's not going back. Okay, now he is. Yeah. So Medusa pot back. They want to finish this game off. They know there's no Razor. They know there's no Razor, no Phoenix. You can go into that rush with the buyback. Give that Aegis to the Medusa. She will have 2 lives.
Whoa. And that is under the Dawnbreaker, right? You give the evasion.
Let's see. Yeah. They're giving it to the Dawnbreaker now.
Wow.
Refresher, she's Dawnbreaker. You're not killing her. And as you're not killing her, you're killing anyone else. That Medusa should stay quite healthy through the 2 ultis of Dawnbreaker.
Immediately, Salad caught. Force trying to survive. There's the avalanche. Torrent landing on a 70. 70's he's also got the silence going through in the Salad. They pop the spell block. Level 25 spell block here, but Salad still dies. They've got themselves the Starbreaker coming in for the Dawnbreaker. He's got 2 charges on that. That'll pop up PP. They look over the Medusa in some trouble. They got the X. They'll take it. They're going on stopping. They take it to the tree. They're inside the blue coins. They'll go for Skimmering. They've got themselves the Sonic Wave coming out with a BKB pop on the Medusa. Trying to fight this one. They go for the Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker with the Starbreaker. That's going to be a double Starbreaker. But these stars are not getting broken. They're not turning into black holes at all. They're not forming into anything that's going to be taken out when they go in with the Queen of Pain. They're going to get the kill to Kagome. They'll take him out for 2 minutes. They look over to the Starbreaker once again. They're going to go to PB. Can they take him out? He'll hold his ground. It's not looking like it's going to be enough. They get the gun to South. They'll take out PP, and they will win the game. CDEC on the brink of defeat beat LBZS.
Whoa. The game, man. What the hell just happened in the end? This is a crazy one. Back and forth. You couldn't really predict which way this one is going to end. Medusa, the queen of games in Division 2, I would say. Once upon a time, queen of Division.
Radiant's turn to ban. Dire pick. Radiant's turn to pick.
Face the light.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds left.
And welcome back. Not too long of a break. As expected here on the CDEC, we are just full of action and we are getting ready to go into game 2, like we said, of CDEC versus LBZS. If you guys are just joining us, you missed a banger of a first game and sure to be an exciting game number 2. My name is Ark here with Lizard and B-Comp, the guys bringing you all of the action. I would say how was the break, but we didn't get out of our chairs. We just, got in lobby, started, getting ready to go right back into game number 2. So what? I said Lizard before the break. You got to give an inspirational speech. B-Cop, you are going into the CDEC locker room after the win. What are you telling them? How are you getting these guys hyped for game 2?
All right, so you go in there, you open the curtains, you get some sunlight in, you flip your hair, you give a...
Hold on, stop it. This is not okay. I feel like I've heard this before.
You flip the back of the hair, you say, boys, we just defeated them from down 22,000. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna kick their butts, and
okay.
That's all I got. I don't know. Was that word for word what Lizard said?
Very original take, honestly. Yeah, very original take. I don't think I've heard that before.
I like the hair flick more though. His one.
Yeah, he had more hair. He
actually had hair to do it. Yeah.
That was quite impressive. I'll give you
Once you said hair flip, I was like, all right, I'm copying everything he said word for word.
Turn to ban.
That's why not? Why not?
Anti-mage.
So okay, we're up to a spicy game 2 draft already. As you can see, we see the Dawnbreaker, the Medusa picked up with an immediate anti-mage response on the side of CDEC. Is the Medusa first pick too greedy, or is CDEC getting baited by the AM here?
Wasn't the Medusa first phased in the last game as well? It wasn't first pick, but it was first phase, right?
Yeah, it was end of first phase. Yeah.
I mean, okay, you get the AM, you instantly lock in that somewhat of a counter, but you just, if you're LBZS, you need to switch up your item build a little bit on that Medusa, and I believe you're still good to go. Yesterday I was encouraged by an anti-mage from Team Spirit, however, and he deployed in one game. Let's see if CDEC can do the same. Do you think they just stole the Medusa B-Cop? Is that what happened here?
Maybe a little case of anything you can do, I can do better. Maybe also seeing that Medusa's the Division 2 Queen. I don't know. Again, maybe thinking that they know that their games go late, and they should try and find a Medusa victory. I don't know. It feels rushed. It exactly have the proper pick for it, right? Like, it was picked 4th pick in the first phase in the last game, and they were able to protect it. And now you already don't have that if you're LBZS. Like, I think they kind of put themselves in a position to be.
Yeah, my only question is, can you protect it? Like, can it even be like? Can you even counter it? Let's put it that way. As it's still a hero with a very, very different playstyle to a team, right? And you need to know how to play against it, and you can't really make a lot of mistakes. You can put yourself in a position in which you pick an anti-mage, and then you lose all the lanes, and it doesn't even matter because Medusa still comes online a bit faster with Manta Dragonlance. Lot more than an AM in teamfights too. He did get buffed though, right? So he has a stronger lane presence. He can build a Orb of Corrosion, be a bit more active early on.
So if you're LBZS here and you see this anti-mage in the first phase, do you try and Is like your goal to come up with an offlane pair here that just shuts down the AM, or are you more prioritized in just enabling your own draft?
I think you can get some cash for the AM. The Slardar ban was really nice from CDEC, but okay, they get the tiny position 4, I believe, once again. You can combo it with something like a puck on mid lane. They didn't pick that puck last time, so not sure. Like, puck tiny is amazing. You get that toss to break the dream coil. You get some nice catch against the anti-mage. I would really love to see it.
Like this Mars pick could definitely set up for like something a bit more that works out in this arena. Like, trying to think, like, honestly, Mars arena with the Solar Guardian kind of feels like a little bit of a 1-2 gut punch, right? Like something that's really gonna do well.
Yeah, my only problem is it makes the Dawnbreaker a support, right? It's not a core anymore.
Yeah, but it does mean maybe that the Dawnbreaker does do that position 4 build we were seeing, or maybe like that support build where it was the Ags early on. Wouldn't mind that. Yeah.
I like the fact that they also get the position 5 Bane and not an Enigma this time around on CDC, as you know, like that Enigma that truly couldn't play the position 5 Enigma game, didn't get any space at all, and LBZS is like, okay, we're gonna take everything you had and like throw it at you. One thing needs to be said though, this Enigma does not have as free of a game as the last ones, as you are playing versus a Bane, so Blink BKB will not be enough. You need Blink BKB and the Lincolns on top of that to make sure that your Black Hole goes off. But the combo, the teamfight combo, is just ridiculous. Medusa, Phoenix, Enigma, that's just as good as it can get.
Yeah, this is like we saw last game how strong, you know, this Enigma Medusa can be. But now you also have an egg to back it up. There's no real counter to the Enigma so far outside of Fiend's Grip.
It's Radiant.
So
it's Dire's big.
Man, that's like a rough hero to deal with. It feels like LBZS kind of just stealing a little bit of CDEC's draft here from game 1, but this has really been a draft that a lot of teams have gone for. You know, over this towards like the major and then like into the early days here of the DPC. This Enigma has gotten a lot of attention, rightfully so. The threat of the black hole, especially as games go later and later and sieging high ground is becoming increasingly more and more difficult, Enigma is always going to thrive in those environments. We saw last game, you know, it worked out quite well for them.
Do you guys think that there's a Rubik ban from LBZS? Yeah, but they're expecting a Dawnbreaker core then, right? Like, that's what they think at least. Meanwhile, I'm expecting some mid laner for CDEC.
What if 7E took Rubik mid? Is that good enough? Can you play Rubik mid? Okay, they're really anticipating a mid laner here for support.
Yeah,
Are they thinking it's just Mars, like in the mid lane? And
they're expecting a Dawnbreaker mid, perhaps. Mars off lane, Dawnbreaker mid, and AM safe lane.
Okay.
AM mid, they're changing the game up.
Dawnbreaker mid's not that bad, actually. Celestial Hammer spam is really good in the mid lane, especially once you have Bottle. Whoa. Okay.
I said AM mid, they're changing the game up.
Is it?
Did you hear me?
That's a 4 position.
Yeah,
It's a 4 position.
No.
Hoping I'm right.
What
Fingers crossed.
What B-Cop is saying, like, it could be AM mid. And finally, we get a puck as well.
I think this is likely to be that 4 position Monkey King. It is one of the best heroes at dealing with the black hole from the Enigma, because until he has BKB, like, he's just sitting in trees and then boundless strikes you every single time you try to pop the black hole. It is so infuriating and so difficult to play around.
It's safe lane though.
Off lane AM, safe lane Monkey King.
Yeah.
Wow. So, is it still like what? Anti-mage gets that Ags and then just throws it at the Medusa? What do you do with the offlane anti-mage?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe you go for some, I don't know, early game stats. You just buff yourself up a little bit and then you go for the Ags. It's going to be interesting. This draft from CDEC is definitely very wild. Like, the first draft I liked, this second one I don't like at all, but maybe they can make it work. LBZS should have a much easier path towards victory here. You have Puck, Phoenix, Enigma. That already is disgustingly good. Follow that up with Medusa. Seems like an easy game for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of times what we've seen out of offlane anti-mages are things like Vanguard into Diffusal and then Aghanim Scepter. And this now with the massive buff actually to Crimson Guard, we could just see a Crimson Guard anti-mage. As it does block a lot. We'll see. It's going to be a very fun game, very interesting game nonetheless, but also tons of really big ultimates. Real quick, B-Cop, give me your answer. Who do you think's got this one?
I'm going CDEC 2-0. I want to see it.
All right, Lizard, what about you?
Yeah, I think we'll see game 3. I don't see this offlane anti-mage working out.
All right. Well, should be exciting. I'm also going with LBZS here. I think their draft is a lot more straightforward, so should be a fun one. Hope you all enjoy it. Again, Lizard, B-Cop, have fun in the game. We'll see you when you get back. I'll
be here. I'll be ready to go. And ready to go I am right now. And I will say, I think my hair flip was stronger. That's why I chose CDC. I think that's the power I needed. It was the prediction of the hair. I'll bring back the old predictions. My coffee beans, the cheese, the clouds.
The clouds were the best.
30 seconds.
Oh, did you ever look into the teacup? You did, right?
Yeah. I had some tea. I brought the cup in.
Gome.
Gome. This is a very dead Medusa.
You really do not expect to be ganked exactly there. That's like one of the weirdest spots, the closest spot to the Radiant base I've seen a first blood happen. Pre-start of the game, right? Like pre-0 mark. That's crazy.
They'll get 2 mana runes. That feels really good. Kind of really like some anti-mage Dawnbreaker combo. I almost want to say you're just not going to have mana in this lane if you're Medusa.
Hey,
once level comes around.
Yeah, we'll see. Because you still have to get on top of her, right? She's ranged. She's being supported by who exactly? By Phoenix. So you'll have those fire spirits to work with as well.
I do worry about potentially getting hit with the Starbreaker. Couple right clicks from the anti-mage. Not like all your mana is getting drained, but it does feel pretty bad. And again, too, like we saw Medusa last game start like straight wand or something like that. I wonder what the Medusa goes this time. Obviously, not that good of a lane to just go straight wand in, of course, but I'm ready to see if Kagome can hold it.
I don't think you even need the wand here.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you get that raid band or something like that. Just get some damage to hit the aim and the Dawnbreaker a bit harder.
It was just that kept the Medusa alive earlier. Undyne losing his courier with a full group of Sal, Tango, Mango, Stick. It feels horrid. A lot of your first blood gifts, you know?
Do you think that this Enigma, as he is the core of this game, will do more?
Again, I think it's really tough. Like, we saw how much the 2 and 3 were behind in farm in the last game, right? Like, I do still worry about the rest of the team getting farm.
Yeah, Phoenix getting so damn low on the bottom lane, but wait.
Like, it worries me that maybe Enigma might be a step behind if he doesn't have a great lane. Like, LG had a great time as the Razor in the last game, but if you're starting to lose out on farm and your 2 and 3 are behind, or maybe CDEC Excel, could be a problem.
You're right. At the same time, it's a different team, right? So I believe they will. The way they share the network across the heroes, the way they delegate farm. I think Enigma will get more this time around, definitely. Especially as he's a core, but
yeah.
Also because of the way they play around LG, they give him more farm.
I was gonna say that might be the one thing that like kind of differentiates LBZS and CDEC, right? Is like knowing how to get farm to the rest of your cores in a position like this, where it is kind of like that full protect one. But at the same time, you do kind of need a little bit of farm. I would say on both Puck as well as the Enigma.
Mars used to be really good versus Puck, right? And I think it has changed a little bit towards Puck's favor. Like, he does better. It's a decent Mars game overall as a Gome no mana, like you predicted. This is a dead loser.
And just get through the part, right? Like, it just feels like it, especially with the Starbreaker, that level 2, that it can get pretty easy if Gome is just not in the right position, especially when they're able to push out detachment so easily.
Managed to kill off Enigma on top lane at least. Some sleep into Monkey King getting top of her.
It's a 3-0 for CDEC at the moment.
Hey, they're back! Good for you!
Not fun at all. And
you need to get over corrosion on the Saiyan, right? Like, you get that as well, and suddenly, in the moment you get them low on mana, or no mana that is, they can't move. It's literally so much slow, plus the minus armor. It feels good.
I mean, right now, just going straight into that Vanguard, he'll feel pretty confident in the lane overall. Like, go for the Orb of Corrosion after. I don't think I hate it afterwards anyway. I will say, I'm a little bit surprised. Like, 7E is right up there with the Puck.
Yeah. It should happen this way. I think.
I just thought maybe 7E would play a little bit more, or PP would play a little bit more aggressive on 7E. I guess he can't really, and now detachment goes down. And again, that's just the pressure they've been putting on bottom.
Yeah, the Phoenix and Medusa. Phoenix is really not the strongest center, like especially early on. He needs that level 3 to be able to do pretty much anything. He's not level 3 yet, so Gome and Detachment kind of suffering in the bottom lane.
Mid lane, and they've got the Dream Coil as well as the toss. They'll toss him out of the coil. Spear! Oh! If there was anybody else, maybe they get that kind of PP, but 7E ends up losing his life. Donphan's a little bit late to the party. Starbreaker, though, on detachment and gets 1 kill.
It's very
Late
fire.
to help 7E, but let's see. Toss, Fairy Fire. No mana, though. And then there's the Illusory Orb to get the kill. And Takeaway is free. Not amazing, because that, I would say, probably pushes Puck ahead and puts him ahead 400. Not a lot of gold, but it's enough.
It's
Have that level 6 first.
Look, you can never really be sad about someone coming and giving you a kill on the mid lane, right? Like pushing you, propping you up a little bit. It's like, thank you very much.
You know, Spear, and that connects. Salad tossing him over to Imitator. Starbreaker kill.
I feel like that was one of those situations in which Dawnbreaker just showing up almost saves the Tiny, right? Because of the toss target. But man, this Medusa is just not having a game at all.
No, and look at where Kagome is. Spear's certainly gonna land. He's right by a tree. I mean, surrounded by a forest. And then you get hit with the God's Rebuke. The Starbreaker is there, and Imitator has another kill on Kagome.
CDEC is breaking them apart. Like, this is
Breaking their will.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. If you're a Medusa, they're literally forcing you to the triangle already. Like, you need to go top or to the triangle. You just can't lane anywhere.
There's no stacks either. Like, it's not looking good. Dream Coil. Again, they're going to look for potentially the toss, and that's exactly the positioning PP wants to take. They've got LG over here, no black hole, but no life left for this Monkey King. That being said, detachment down bottom goes down.
Yeah, he tried to delay the push a little bit. He did succeed at doing that, but AM doesn't care. He has the Vanguard. He's literally tanking the tower all along and jumps him and kills him.
What's the way? Is it just Spear to break this black hole? Like, what's the biggest fear factor?
Of course.
But like, he still has to kind of get close for that early on, right? Like, it's not exactly that easy with the rest of the team that LBZS has. Kongs, and the arena. That's actually going to land on both LG and Salad with the Wukong's Venn diagram with the arena, and that works out pretty well to get the kill at least onto the Enigma, but they don't get a second one. I thought they'd at least get two by taking out Salad, but they weren't able to clasp down on the Tiny.
No, it worked out great. It was unfortunate, obviously, for Enigma. It was a nice plan, toss the Enigma and then follow up with the Black Hole. But the Boundless Strike was literally hitting the Tiny, and as it hit the Tiny, hit the Enigma in the air. So it stunned him. Gave enough time for Mars to set up the arena and everything else.
Dream Coil again, snapping it, and there should be another kill here. Down on Undyne, and LG with the Black Hole getting a solo kill on the Monkey King?
It seems that way, yeah. He got that Black Hole, had Eidolons as well to work with.
That is kind of crazy that he would get that solo kill. I wasn't exactly expecting that. I'm a little shocked here, but the off-lane anti-mage is top of the network.
Well, I wasn't expecting an off-lane anti-mage as well. That's life. Like, you don't always get what you expect. Yeah, this whole game is really wonky, but Puck BP so far keeping LBZS in the game. Yeah. He's had some good rotations together with Tiny utilizing his toss a bit.
You know where Kagome is, and I feel like Undyne wants to kind of snap some of this experience. He's not going to go level 6 with this, but he got them the vision that they need to try and kill Kagome, and Kagome going over to the side. This might be a problem because it put him in a bad position to not see 7E, right? Solar Guardian, Spear lands, they'll come in with 3, and 7E gets killed. Kagome. Triangle's not safe either.
And they steal Tumbler's Store. They steal their neutral item. But I swear it's always like this. Like, farming as a carry, you know that there's a gang coming. He knew it. He starts going back. Sadly, the item drops, so he needs to move back for the item. Kind of stutter steps and they catch him. Enigma top lane. Oh, blinks out. Already has the blink.
He just ended up in the wrong position, right? On the Medusa Kagome. Like, if he was over to his north a little bit more, he would have seen the gang coming, but instead.
Or if he was towards the south, he could have just ran, right? Like,
Monkey King again, sorry. Green Coil snaps it, jumping Kingsgrip though onto the pot. Starbreaker will get that extra follow-up block that will go to the Wukongs, but it never comes out. They've got the toss, they have the icon, hitting away at the Monkey King. Supernova, not gonna get off. Detachment goes down. Kagome did it again. Imitator, no fall. 2 for 3 all over the place.
yeah,
But Kagome dead once more. I mean, both carriers are having such a difficult time. They are 8 deaths of the 20.
yeah, that's true, but there's an anti-mage on one side. He's kind of a carry as well, you could argue.
Try and make that argument. He's going Diffusal now, and I would assume the Ags is after. Arena, Spear, South, trouble. And God's Rebuke, and eventually the kill out onto the Tiny.
Yeah. One great thing that's happening for CDEC is that they're taking map control. They're just shrinking the map harder and harder against the Medusa. They took the tier 1 on the bottom lane, tier 1 mid. Also warded the map quite well. Look at this, he's going for the Medusa. He doesn't even let her farm the triangle. Denies the observer as well. Yeah, it's just... You're not who you want to be as this Medusa.
What a bounty!
Frustrating is that being all over the place, trying to farm and not being able to spot anything. Secure, quite honestly. Uh-oh. Undyne. There's 3 here. Eventually, he's gonna get low, but he's not gonna die. The Silver Guardian comes in. The Black Hole now on a 2. LG with the Blink King and the Black Hole.
Dominate!
Undyne, Imitator, both dead. LG with a double kill.
So Anti-Mage could have blinked in and used the Mana Void, right? Blink in behind the Enigma, Mana Void to mini stun, but he opted not to. He opted to go back. respect that. Just feed the 2 kills and say, yeah, we've had 2 kills, they used Black Hole. We can win the next fight. We don't have to win every single one. If he jumped in, he might have died as well, so...
Salad. Sees him. He's just trying to block that ancient camp. And then he pulls away.
This is such monkey business on this anti-mage. This is like full monkey business style of gameplay.
Enigma and well, both the offlaners right now, top of the net worth. LG, as well as this offlane anti-mage. Blink dagger now for the Mars, so 70. That double damage. I could see them going for potentially a smoke and a way in on the Medusa once more. They want to continue to shut down Kagome.
They're sure the farm on CDEC a bit better this time around as well. Like Imitator getting something off of the map as well. Phase boots Venom getting towards him. Yeah, but it's not only because he farmed. It's mostly because he had a good lane that he has these items.
Medusa, Arena, Stone Gaze misses the spear. Does have the double damage, but there's no mana left on Kagome. He needs to be very careful how long he's willing to stay on this one.
Anti-mage is coming.
Mango goes to TP, and they won't get the kill on the Medusa, but its attachment. Undyne dies.
How satisfying is it to use the shield to DD like that?
Just do that much damage. It's disgusting. Yeah. Especially when you've got that shield, the Medusa shield, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a mortal from that Halloween treasure.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
BKB next. There's the defusal. It's gonna be Yasha, or no, it's gonna be Manta Battle Fury for Anti-Mage. I kind of wonder if he maybe feeling the pressure, the necessity to kind of transition more so into a core instead of maybe going for that Ags and throwing in the Blink fragments.
It could be that. It also could be that he's just having a really nice game. So he's just transitioning into a full core.
Yeah, I think that Ags is very good in a situation like this. The Blink fragment always such a pain.
So you would just throw all of them on a Medusa and get away. Like,
I don't even know if you need to do that. Maybe you force an earlier BKB from the Enigma, put the Blink fragment on him so he can blink in. I almost want to say you don't even use them on the Medusa. You use them on everybody else. There's the spear. Stone Gaze. Oh my god! I was not expecting that kind of damage from the Mana Void, but it's already level 2. Oh my god! Fiend's Grip, meanwhile, on an attachment. Solar Guardian coming in. Anti-Mage needs a little bit of help. He's silenced. There's the Illusory Orb, and they should be able to get the kill here out onto AM, which they do. How much did that Mana Void do?
A lot. Mana Void did a ton of damage. Altogether, he dealt 600, so I guess that's pretty much all from Mana Void.
557 from Mana Void, yeah, wow. Yeah. I guess he doesn't have a lot of health, but I was a little bit more surprised to see just the oh, okay, you're using Stone Gaze. Before I turn into stone, I'll just kill you.
And also, by the way, it took them so much time to kill the AM. It's extremely tanky at this point.
Yeah, that Vanguard.
He has the egg.
Pretty good. No Fiend's Grip. I love how confident Undyne is because he knows the Mars is right here, right? So if you jump on me, you may have Icarus die, but I don't know if you're going to have the ability to get it off. That being said, the spot is for LG. Nightmare Supernova, 17 a lot of trouble. Well, he may have played himself. Missing the spear completely, and he does. And he actually gives the kill to Kagome. Big people trying to run, thinking about the Wukongs. They're going to Icarus dive, looking to stay on the Anti-Mage. Monkey King over to the side, but they decide not to make a complete commitment.
They really couldn't decide whether to go or not. Imitator is still on top lane. He doesn't have that Aghanim. He doesn't have his ulti, so he couldn't connect to them. 70 kind of feeling himself a little bit too strong. Jumped onto that Enigma. There was no way. The two of them just didn't have the damage for Enigma, so a small mistake. Anti-Mage just blinking in.
I think he spotted Salad, yet used the defusal, but again, maybe overconfidence is the downfall of this team. because that is an anti-mage now kind of having back-to-back deaths without getting anything.
Yeah.
He's still top of the net worth, but that is not what you want. In a way, I guess it's him dying and not the Monkey King dying, which is pretty big for them too. Oh, the arena! Look at the trees! Stunning out their own Monkey King and now putting 70 in a lot of trouble. Wukong's Boundless Strike, 70 surviving. God's Rebuke is there to get cut. A detachment. Black Hole comes in. Stop by the Fiend's Grip. Really well done there by Undyne. LG is gone. They've got the Nightmare out on a PP. Salad now trying to run. But it's the Celestial Hammer that got the slow on the Salad, and they should be able to keep up with him even past this Avalanche. He's got the Boundless Strike, Celestial Hammer again, and there's the kill for the Monkey King.
Yeah, Monkey King is really not having the best time jumping on trees. His teammates are the problem. They're just cutting every single one. The Black Hole, I actually thought it was so good that it caught all three of them. It didn't catch the important target. It didn't catch the Bane, so it gets cancelled. Very unfortunate for LBZS. It comes off of the fact that they also had this ward that just got rewarded by Phoenix. That ward gave enough info to Bane to know where Enigma is, where he's coming from, to be able to precast that Fiend's Grip.
Avalanche now a blink from Salad. They come through with the Malphus, Dream Coil, and Essence Ring, and not enough. He's drawing 4 heroes' attention though.
He had 21 charges plus the Essence Ring, but sadly he had no teammates.
Hey, not some bad gold for some illusions there for the anti-mage.
Woke up.
Oh, Bane spotted, Avalanche toss, silence the Waning Rift, Illusory Orb is there, and PP gets the kill. CDC, like, they're in a good spot. They're 2K ahead. But I do feel like their confidence is killing them slowly but surely, because they are finding themselves in such aggressive positions that they're not staying alive in. They're being caught out. And it's giving a lane for LBZS to take advantage of.
Yeah, they're doing a little bit too much. Like, they're so aggressive, and not a lot of teams can really execute this level of aggression. Like, usually if you're this aggressive, you're all over the place, you're all over the map, and you get punished. Which is something that Monkey King suffers from already a couple of times. Like, he has 4 deaths to his name, and he's position 1. He's just way too active. I feel like he could have been, you know, farming a little bit more, getting that BKB first and then joining.
Where's 70 at? He's going BKB. I think Monkey King's close to his. Anti-Mage going for that Manta style, which he's already got the Yacht on. Not a bad thought process, right? Like, he's going into the Manta. He's already got the Vanguard, and he'll turn that Vanguard into the Abyssal Blade. So, like, I don't think it's a bad shout to go for these 2 things. And now they've got the Ags on this Dawnbreakers. Undyne goes down to Stalin. Again, giving up another kill over to LBZS. But that being said, if these big fights start to come out and you've got that 60% evasion, that is so much evasion to come through in Silver Guardian, that it might end up being what forces LBZS to try and leave these fights, especially if they're in an arena and they catch somebody, say, like Kagome out. Yeah.
We'll see how much it will do, as most of the damage from LBZS is magical, at the moment at least.
Salad. Out of mana, out of life, and out of time.
By the way, I don't want that to pass not being commended. Bane on bottom lane, well, he died. It was a really good death. Like, he blocked the gank, the smoke gank towards Monkey. So it was one of those. Good job, position 5. It always feels good.
Even with this BKB now here for LG, he's not exactly safe completely.
Yeah.
Especially with now Bane, who's saving up for this Aether Lens. He wants to be able to have that cast range to make sure that he's safe. Unfortunately for them, they did not get the benefits of a keen optic, but if they do get another cast range, they should feel pretty confident with Bane in his positioning at that point.
They really need to get this item towards Bane, and if you're LBZS, you just need to catch Bane somehow. You need to find, and you do have ways. There's a blink on Tiny, there's a puck in the game as well. Like it's not the easiest game for Bane to stay alive.
Blink instead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, instead of the Aethons.
It's also not bad, right? Like just stay back. You have that blink, and you can blink in Fiend's Grip the Enigma. It's a different option, but still a good one.
70 look for the shard now that he picked up the BKB. He's looking to maybe get himself a bit of a LBZS kebab. Pick that up over at the cart on the corner and see if you can get yourself juicy gold out of it. BKB popped here by the Monkey King, turning this around, going after Salad, being kept alive thanks to the Sunrise, and Fiend's Grip early, and it's going to be a full duration Fiend's Grip. They got the one of Salad, but here comes the black hole afterwards. Solar Guardian comes in, Supernova goes off, and they get the kill on 2. Now looking for 3. LG, here comes the Anti-Mage, right clicks coming in, there's the arena, the spear lands all over the puck. They might be able to take away the mana from BP, but the other way around here for Kagome as he turns on the Stone Gate and chases the rest of CDEC away, but not before they get the kill detachment and go back in. Waning Rick, silent for 2. Anti-Mage trying to stand his ground. He doesn't have the mana void, the avalanche as well as the toss, and he'll get killed off by Kagome. Again, over aggression, the thorn in the side of CDEC. He should have just left with what they got once they saw 7 Ego.
Yeah, that blink grip that was so early really started things off. It was a stalemate until that happened. Hell breaks loose afterwards. As Enigma is free to BKB Black Hole, everyone is free to follow up. Anti-Mage showing up like the true carry once again. A little bit too late, but ready to get some kills. Unfortunately, like you said, way too deep for way too long.
Now 70's gonna get himself the shard. That could have been the difference maker in that fight because Puck and the Medusa were both stacked. So they would have both been hit by the spear if he had that shard. Now he does.
Do you think that it's getting out of hand for CDEC?
Not entirely yet. Their worth is split pretty well. I'm a little curious to see how this Anti-Mage does because he is starting to go for the carry route, right? Like he's got himself the Manta. That's going to be pretty big for them. It's an Aeon disc for the Puck, maybe not the damage that he would have liked. Instead, it's more the survivability. I still think this Solar Guardian's really good, and he's also going into the Heaven's Halberd, which I think is a good pickup too. But that being said, they can continue to pull off this little Dream Coil Toss Snap break, and they have not found a way to survive it every single time.
They forced Medusa to ulti on the mid lane at the same time, Anti-Mage jumped in. For me, it feels like this game is way out of hand already. I might be wrong.
Steer ahead.
Yeah. No. I think that LBZS are winning. They're 2k behind, but it's hard to tell. Obviously, they still have to execute properly. But the amount of team fight on the side of LBZS, if they do execute properly, should be very, very difficult to deal with.
I think though the experience difference, I'm not sure what it is at the moment, but I believe it's probably pretty up there, right? Like I wonder if that's going to be a big factor too. Salad going down, like you've got level 18 for 7E as well as the Monkey King, and Dawnbreaker's about to have that level 3 Solar Guardian, where like you've got these heroes that have their level 3 ults, especially again the Solar Guardian with the Ags and eventually the Heaven's Halberd. It's going to be a lot of heal coming into these fights. Can you out damage them?
That's true. It's not over by any means. It's a very even game. It's just that Enigma is getting closer and closer to the Lincoln Sphere as well.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
What are the real ways to break that? Not much, right?
You don't have any, just a grip for now at least. There is a bet on Monkey King, so maybe some...
Black hole! Oh, man! But the Sword Guardian, it doesn't even look like it's going to be enough anymore. Runtime's already dead. They got themselves the Super Guardian coming down. They have the Super Guardian going off to tackle with the Sunray on it for these heroes. They snatch the 70 is going to get it, but they lose the heroes behind him. Anti-Mage still looking for his way back. They've got the Mana Void. They're taking out a lot of the health on the side of Kagome. Kagome getting close. They've got the Nightmare out of the bug, but they don't get the kill. Kagome low, 70 fighting. They finally take out the Medusa. They look over PP. 3 heroes down to the side of LBZS, but they'll finally have themselves the Tiny back into the fight. 7E, there's no way out with Malefice, or is there Blink? 83-2? No.
The sleep.
There's a little bit late. The sleep pulled off. They'll pop the Aeon Disc, and Undyne's able to run back and get under the tier 2 tower.
He had that blink. Maybe he could have blinked, slapped the puck. It's hard to say. So then, okay, Solar Guardian just keeps on impressing me. The amount of damage that was mitigated, that was just insane.
Oh, Undyne.
Keep in mind that they were being burned by the egg, by the Sunday, by the spirits, by the what's it called, Maledicts from Enigma, and the Black Hole. Midnight Pulse, that is, from Enigma and the Black Hole. And they still lived through all of it with the Solar Guardian and then obviously BKBs afterwards. But it's insane just how much this spell deals. Level 3 Solar Guardian is just ridiculously strong. I mean, 120 heal per pulse. How many pulses are there? I'm just looking. 0.5 seconds.
Dire is scanning for enemies.
And you got an extra 3.5 seconds of bonus airtime.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, it's at least 7 pulses from the bonus airtime, right? Like, that's what, 800 and something damage healed by a single ulti.
Plus the landing stun of 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's ridiculously strong. It still wasn't good enough for them to win that fight, but it definitely fills me with more hope than I had previously.
Yeah, especially now you're going to get at level 20 at least. I would assume you go for the plus 150 Solar Guardian radius to help even more of your team if possible, or have it in a bigger range. And like, Anti-Mage, he's going for the Abyssal, maybe. He's holding a lot of gold. I think he's making the decision on whether or not he wants to go for that or the BKB. They get a Titan Silver, they get a Cloak of Flames. Maybe he could just buy the Mithril Hammer, at least one of those, and then figure out what he wants to go for.
They have a Basher on Monkey King as well. Getting a Basher on AM2, it could be solid. Gives you just way more lockdown.
It may not be worth it though, right? Like, to have the double Basher, you've already got one on the Monkey King, you spend your gold on something else for the Anti-Mage. I still thought that Axe might be something, because Blink Fragment would be a way to break the Lincolns, right?
Does it break it? Like, if
does it? No. Maybe I'm wrong. It's target enemy?
Yeah, it should. If it's at the target enemy,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
you can target an enemy with it, it should break the Lincolns. The same way, I don't know, something like an Impale works, right? Like, you can target ground or target the enemy and break it.
Radiant's structures are fortified.
I'd like to see it though. Arena misses. Roche, where it's a long time away, 'cause the last fight was for the Aegis. That 70 snatched up.
Is any of these scores
Shadow
by
Blade, Monkey
MKB? I guess later on, right? On the side of CDC, you already have the Maelstrom, so I guess that helps a bit against the Butterfly of Medusa.
Anti-Mage holding on to a lot of gold. Maybe unsure what he wants to get. Monkey King looking, he's got the Shadow Blade. We'll see if he goes Silver Edge first or the Scotty, but either one, it's going to be Ovile.
I really think it should be the Basher. Like, the BKB is strong as well. You're playing that offlane role, so the BKB would be solid to give you some more utility. Bane, breaking that smoke once again. They don't even see it.
Yeah. They're gonna know where he is when that courier kind of shows up. Nightmare stopping the output from being taken, and he'll walk away afterwards. Sal TPing down towards bottom. They've got the Dream Coil down onto the Anti-Mage. They'll go to the Stone Gaze. Goes and pops the Manta. Avalanche comes in. Solar Guardian. I mean, if he dies, and so does this Dawnbreaker, they're committing 2 to this, which is very dangerous. Imitator goes into the Heaven's Halberd, puts it onto the Medusa. Going to try and run away this Dawnbreaker. But that's exactly what you need. And CDEC again kind of played themselves. Celestial Hammer for the distance. Starbreaker thrown forward, but it's tough.
That was such a dangerous jump to make as a Monkey King.
Avalanche in. Celestial Hammer, but Yule's up into the air and never makes it away, so they end up losing 2, and it's a 4K lead for LBZS. They're starting to really pull away with this one, and it does end up being the BKB for Anti-Mage, and he's got Orchid queued up. I'm not sure he knows really what he wants to do with this Anti-Mage. He had such a good start. He maybe gets confused with what he wants to get out of this.
Yeah, would you know what to do with an offlane Anti-Mage? I wouldn't. It's
that has this good of a game. That's top of the net worth. I have no idea.
Exactly. You kind of get that Diffusal and Vanguard, and then okay, now what? My game is pretty much over. I didn't think this through. You know, like that's it. Offlane Anti-Mage. This is as far as it usually gets in pubs. Monkey King, man, that was a huge mistake.
This could be a decent kill for them, but they do have Black Hole. He needs to be quick on him. Anti-Mage in a weird spot, but BKB has run out, and now they'll go to the Black Hole. They've got the Stone Gaze to follow it up. Dream Coil is ready. Blink away. Blink with the BKB. Oh, he's got Blink the second. But the courier kills it. Boundless Strike. They are gonna get 7E. They'll lose LG. And now they've Solar Guardian in. They go to the Mana Void. They look over at Salad. Kagome's coming over. They need to be careful, but there is no Stone Gaze. But the damage. Oh, Heaven's Halberd. Supernova. Get the last escape.
And the Anti-Mage.
Unfortunate. And Anti-Mage goes down.
Oh yeah, they're just crumbling now. It looked good even. It didn't look that bad. Solar Guardian saving the Anti-Mage, killing off the Enigma. It looked like they might have enough time to kill the Egg too. But Medusa is just hitting way too hard from behind. Also losing the Mars, obviously, in different parts of the map. Yeah, they just crumbled. They just crumbled under pressure. That's how I feel. I feel like they don't necessarily even know what the draft is supposed to be doing, right? Like, you have Anti-Mage, Monkey King, and Mars. They're just jumping across the map, doing their own thing, and Dawnbreaker is just following up anytime that she can. She's doing a good job saving targets, but usually they
a +1 though at the end.
Yeah, right? Like, it just feels like a +1 that's going to die.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Is there a way back in? Like, is there any way that they can bring this back?
No.
Okay.
Wrap it up. Go next.
GG, go next. They're in Roche. I mean, if there's no fight on this, I find it almost impossible. But if they could find a way to get back into this pit, I don't know. No Black Hole for 17 seconds. Maybe it times up right. Undyne over near the pit, but it won't matter. It's going to be Aegis and the Shard, and the Shard's probably going to be... I mean, it doesn't have to be on the Medusa, but I'd like it on LG as well. And you get that Black Hole pull. Dream Coil on Undyne. Midnight Pulse is down on the ground. They've got the Malphus, Waning Rift, and the Illusory Orb. And of course, the Nicholas gets himself a Spell Prism.
Always feels good. Hey, perhaps you can do something like Split Push. Make them, make them perhaps separated and win some fights in which you have the numerical advantage. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, Irritator.
he's the one you really want alive, right? Like, he's a big part of their fights, even feeling close.
He just messed up the hammer. He messed up the hammer, and this is high ground.
Dire's top tower, eh?
They are pushing bottom. Putting some creeps in there, but it's not enough. They've lost the set of racks, maybe 2, maybe more. They have buyback available on Imitator, so they will have the Sword Guardian available. Illusory Orb going the other way. Boundless Strike is there, so a little bit of control, but the Aeon just
Middle
pops.
tower is falling.
Ooh, anti-mage from behind.
Yes, that big
Goes down, he's got the BKB, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get out. He does just blink away.
They have refresher, by the way. Mars, that is, so they have another arena to work with, but there's no damage.
And there's the spear. Wukongs, they're gonna need the refresher in the arena. The black hole comes in, that's gonna land on the 3. It pulls in the anti-mage. They're doing the damage on the Kagome, but you gotta remember it's not gonna be just 1 life, it's gonna be 2. The BKB pops across the board. They've got the Stormbreaker out on LG. LG stunned up, killed off, taken out of the game, and will buy back on Undyne. Look over for the Monkey King. They've got the Stone Gaze. They have the damage. He's got buyback as well. They're still committing to this one. They are up by a lot. Anti-Mage goes in, right in onto the Avalanche, and he's killed off via the toss. They're going to buy back on the Anti-Mage as well. Balance Strike comes in. That lands onto the Medusa. They've got the Starbreaker as well as the Spear. They block down the Medusa, now without the mana, and now without the life. They found themselves the Phoenix. They get the kill on a 3. They have the buybacks available. And all of a sudden, CDEC again, they've got that VHS tape, they've rewound it, and they're playing it once more.
Exactly the same thing that was happening in game 1. Pretty much. Rinse and repeat. However, this time around, they were forced to use 4 buybacks. 4 buybacks. Can they do anything with this? Let's see. I sincerely doubt it. The BKBs are on cooldown as well. It can always happen that LBZS try a bit too hard to defend and lose a couple of heroes, but you don't have to do anything. Like, if you're LBZS, just chill, stay on high ground, wait for everyone. Even if you lose the side, you're still so far ahead, it doesn't matter. Just don't feed.
If there is a way to do it, wouldn't you want to be pushing mid and bot?
If you're CDC, it's a nice idea, but they don't have the time. They just don't push fast enough.
Weren't exactly pushing immediately. That was a big issue that they kind of had there. And they only took a tier 2 over mid. They got through 2 lives of the Medusa. I guess that's a little bit of like faith.
Just click on the puck. Look at these items. He has overwhelming blink, spell prism, iron sound. Like, you're not even killing this
Octarine.
Yeah. Like, maybe you kill him if you get some sick mana void on him, but most likely even he's unkillable. Yet alone the Medusa.
Is it quietly that 13-0-21? It kind of flew under the radar for me at least.
It's usually what PP does, you know. He flies under the radar, the kind of a guy he is. The silent killer.
So, Dawnbreaker bought the Tome of Knowledge. I'm hoping that onto the Monkey King, because if anything, he kind of needs that extra additional Wukong's command ring.
It's really strong on him, yeah. I would definitely...
The 2 Starbreaker charges.
Well,
okay, there it goes.
Would definitely give it to Monkey King more.
That's...
It's just so good this game as well. Whenever you're playing into... The
Ags on Bane. Yeah, that just... I'm curious. And the Abyssal. I'm wondering if these items are enough. I'm just thinking, like...
Maybe.
What?
Maybe. These items can catch, let's say, an Enigma off guard. And keep in mind that even though they did buyback on CDC, a hero such as Enigma does not have one. Like, he just doesn't have...
Oh, Anti-Mage. Oh, Anti-Mage. Oh, head fish. All right. Well, okay. Now Dream Coil. They get the sweep on a PP, the Balance Strike to follow it up. They're going to use that spear in the arena. That will come through with the BKB as well as the Stone Gaze already getting used. They're coming around the other side of this fight. The Avalanche lands out onto this Bane, and Bane's going to be holding that Fiend's Grip in the grave because he's dead for 90 seconds. Ball back in that high ground defense, and now, well, that was all to stop Medusa to get a double damage, by the way.
They prize.
Yeah. One good thing for CDEC is Rush didn't respawn, right? So they'll have Bane before Rush respawns. They'll be able to fight 5v5 unless LBZS just decides to fight immediately, which it seems like they aren't. They don't want to. But keep in mind, there's also full refresher orb on Enigma. The fights are just getting harder and harder.
Silence.
43 minutes in, 70 kills. Again, late for LBZS.
If you want to win this fight, you need to jump the Enigma. That's pretty much it. You need to kill him first. If you don't, the double black hole will just destroy you.
When he needs to make a decision, he's trying to clean up these creeps, trying to put some pressure on the bottom, but now they already got the kill on the Monkey King. He's got no buyback. Black hole is there. Solar Guardian doesn't matter. 70 is in, but 70 needs to be out because there's the GG call. There's the black hole. It's on the 2, and that'll secure the game for LBZS. Get Imitator. Can they get 70 before it goes down? No, they can't. But it is LBZS that do take the game. Yeah, they jump the Monkey King at the end there just to make sure that they can finish it off, no problems.
What a game, man. Like, for me, it was a little bit straightforward. Even though Anti-Mage had an amazing game, I could, like... I've experienced too many Enigma games, you know, so...
Dire's turn to pick. Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Dire's turn to ban. Radiant's turn to ban. Seconds. 5 seconds left. It's Dire's ban now. It's Radiant's ban now. Dire's turn to ban. Seconds. 5 seconds left.
Some different stuff. Okay. Someone fill me in here. How does this happen?
They both decided to mutually not pick Medusa, I guess. I mean, it still gets banned, but I don't know why nobody picked it. 2 victories.
Was it some agreement, like between
Maybe.
the two of them? Yeah. A gentleman's
so.
agreement in the lobby before the draft even started.
Shake some hands. Say no to Medusa.
Like, I've seen so many patches now in which Medusa is just like this. Not in every division, right? Like, not versus some teams just can't win against her. Like, way too difficult of a hero to break through. Just this wall that cannot be defeated. But we do see Marcy. This is, I believe, my first Marcy in the DPC that I'm casting, at least, so it's gonna be fun.
5 seconds.
Yeah, you weren't for a treat. This hero is very strong.
No, I've played.
Stats on that one.
I've played, and I've played against a ton of Marcy. It's just that I haven't seen her in the DPC that much, right?
Okay.
But yeah, I know that she's broken. I didn't believe completely in the brokenness of Dawnbreaker and the ulti, but for Marcy, you don't have to convince me. Like, I understand. I get it. By the way, they picked 3, and this means the... Well, it still could be Kotl mid, but I believe...
Kotl mid, I think.
Okay. So 70 Kotl.
5 seconds left.
That's what I would guess. Tiny's definitely been playing most as a 4, just because still the toss Ava combo is just strong enough. But yeah, the Treant is something we've been seeing pop up a little bit more lately, and I'm kind of surprised. I don't really know why this hero is suddenly back into the meta. Like, not a lot changed. I guess it might just be living armor, because he basically just salves your ally for free as opposed to having to pay for it. But is that it? Is that good enough?
Wasn't it like the 2 with the cooldowns of BKB? It kind of coincides with him using his overgrowth, so it feels pretty good to have that ult available when BKBs come back up, as well as the living armor too, because of the salve change.
There's also that. There's in this game, the 3 is pretty decent versus that Prophet as well, right? Like, the armor works decently against her.
Interesting.
So wait, this is then Marcy core, right? Like it's going to be Snapfire Clockwork, then Marcy core with that Prophet cores.
Snap mid, maybe?
Doubt it. Possible, but doubt it. The Clockwork
10 seconds.
makes Life of Keeper of the Light a little bit harder. You need to go for that 4-staff, but it's not really that big of a deal. It kind of is if you're a core because it wastes your item slot, but besides that, you can you can work against that.
Doesn't Kato core not feel that great anymore? Level 2 Illuminate doesn't even kill the range creep.
The thing is, like, Ricky, when I asked about the Kotl, if it's mid or not, it's because I don't like the tiny on core here either. Like, it doesn't strike me as the greatest tiny core game. You're playing into this DP, into Marcy, into Clockwork. There's so much control. There's the siphon in the lane that you have to worry about. So, yeah, we'll see.
It's Dyer's band now.
Wasn't it 70 when we were together Tora 1 that got like dumpstered on the Kato mid?
Maybe
I
this
want to say it was him.
is this the comeback story with his
Maybe.
Kotl? Is that it?
Radiant's turn to
Yeah, but anyways, Tiny
Dyer's band.
can be mid still, but TB will definitely be on that safe lane, so no Tiny position 1 at least. Do they have the damage for TB? They do. You have the Clockwork hookshot into Snapfire with Mortimer's Kisses. It's good enough. You have that silence before he gets Manta from the Dead Prophet.
I guess they don't have a safe laner, but I'd love to see Elder Titan again.
For LBZS?
Yeah, I know it doesn't fit, but I used to love Elder Titan, especially against the Terrorblade. It always felt really good. It just obviously it doesn't have a spot in this lineup though.
I just have a question for you too. Where's Marcy going? Like,
Dude, that's what I don't know. Marcy has been mostly played as a support. Like, that has been her primary role, is either the 4 or the 5. We see her a lot as a 5 position.
yeah, but with Snap and Clock, I don't see her being a support. This is a core Marcy, right?
That's where I don't understand either. I mean, maybe you could run core Clockwork. I know he just got like the battery assault buff and he can like farm creep waves and stuff, but I don't feel like that's enough to warrant this hero being like prioritized in terms of farm. And Marcy is great with net worth. Like, the hero is still very strong with or without items.
Radiant.
I feel like, oh, never mind, they banned it. I was gonna say, I feel like PL is like an unbelievable pick for LBZS, but they actually last banned it, so it makes sense.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet as well gives them that extra early game presence, like global presence as well. That Prophet plus MP, you can take all the outer towers very easily, very early on. Plus you have Clockwork set up. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, you only get one?
Okay, the Sand King solves their damage issues a little bit. Like, overall, I actually like the way they drafted this time around, way more than in the first 2 games. I think both of these drafts are way more more rounded up and make way more sense than before.
Did I see LG there playing the Marcy?
Yeah, it's offlane. Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be super exciting. I can't wait to actually see the Marcy played in the hands of a core, because like I said, most often we see it as the 4 or 5. So we're going to finally see what Marcy can do with a little bit of farm priority. But either way, you said this game, the drafts look a little bit more well-rounded from both teams. We're not seeing like a lot of the same big team fight oriented lineups. I mean, they still have team fight orient in both lineups. It's not like the, Enigma, Medusa, Phoenix, Dawnbreaker that we've seen in every game so far. So should be a little bit different, should be a little bit more exciting, and big game for both these teams. Obviously, we were talking earlier about how CDEC, this is a brand, relatively new roster, a couple like well-known players, but coming in through the open qualifiers, they got a lot to prove. If they can take down LBZS, a heck of a way to start it. Real quick, B-Cop, who do you think is going to take this series?
I really like CDEC's lineup here. A lot more lockdown. I feel like potentially, if they play as well as they did in the beginnings of the last game, take it here. I have a lot of confidence in them.
All right, Lizard, you're up.
Yeah, I feel the drafts are kind of even. I would slightly favor LBZS, But if we go towards ultimate win conditions, CDEC should take it. My money's on LBZS though. I believe in that.
All right. Well, super excited. I cannot wait, and I'm sure you're all very excited to get into the game. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and it's going to be our third and final game here of this first series. LBZS taking on CDEC, Lizard, and BCOP on the mic. Have fun with this one, guys. See you when you get back.
I'll see you soon. Or, well, in about 45 to 50 minutes.
At least.
Yeah.
No,
At least on that one.
This time around, there's some like chaos potential early on. If the Prophet has a decent time, like there are some teams that play it in a really greedy way and the Prophet just AFKs in the jungle. And there are some teams that just rotate constantly. I think Kagome could be the one that rotates. Considering the way he played his Monkey King, he should be really active.
I'm ready to see what LG does. I really want to see what the Marcy impact is. At least I'm hoping to see what the Marcy impact is.
Clockwork.
Battery assault. Yeah, Burrow Strike, Nature's Grasp, stopping him from going down the steps. However, kind of away from the team a little bit.
Oh, misses.
Avoids the Illuminate. Eventually, they'll have that Burrow Strike back up. And the toss to bring him back towards the Sand King. And they'll have to wait on it just a second, but eventually, First Blood goes the way of...
The sand strikes the perfect note.
Lasted.
I guess in this matchup you can though, right? Like in other matchups you may not be able to put your positioning like that, right?
Yeah, sometimes it definitely can be difficult. For me, the biggest issue for Kotl is you're playing into Clock and Nature's Prophet. Like these two can get on top of you very easily. Prophet can TP behind you.
And go for it. Hey, Kai.
Clockwork can hook you. Top lane Tiny is getting really low, but should be fine.
Again, just trying to feel the presence of that Marcy, because that was a play they tried to make with the rebound and the dispose, which maybe they can do here, but again, throwing him the other way, and then the Fire Snap Cookie over the top of both of them, going to the Metamorphosis. Both these heroes are pretty low. It looks like they'll get Salad at least.
Trying to fight the TB.
Veggies.
Yeah, trying to fight the TB before he popped his meta. Yeah, it's a gambit, to say the least.
Draw them in, pop the meta.
Maybe if they try to run away after and fight a little bit later or something like that. I actually believe that they thought they had the damage for 3, but that truly wasn't the case. So far the lanes are kind of even, right? Nothing really extraordinary happening.
I think that. So kind of wondering where we're gonna see each lane kind of fall. I don't think, at least it doesn't feel like a lane that terribly should get too punted in. Not too easy to kill on Dyne either.
He's a bit out of position. They could catch him, but
that Hobbs is going to be taken out immediately, or at least it should be.
So it goes.
What have we here?
Holding it at least for now. Bottom lane again. I said Terrorblade is probably a little bit harder to kill, but they've got the dispose as well as the Fire Snap Cookie, and still they just don't have the damage.
yeah, he wasn't even forced to use the
wand.
The wand charges. Yeah.
And there's no living armor, like he's not being healed up at all just yet. I think so far so good for CDEC. I think in the lanes they've kind of kept themselves alive. I think the biggest issue, at least in the moment, is the fact that they're just not CSing as well.
I don't think that there is a obvious advantage for one team or another in the lanes. Maybe there's more kill potential on this bottom lane, obviously with Marcy, right? But the other lanes, it's kind of even. You have the Sand King plus Tiny on top lane, Kotl on mid as well. Finally, it works for them.
Yeah, I'm well far away from the Terrorblade. I was not where he needed to be, that's for sure. Maybe looking to even go after mid. They do block this small camp too. They want to make sure that Kato's not getting the advantage of throwing the Illuminates over to the side and being able to get some more CS.
Yeah, but as much as I know, and as far as I've played Kotl and how I've seen really strong Kotl mid players, you stack the hard camp bottom lane. Nothing gonna happen probably. Yeah, but usually on Kotl, you aren't going that much for the small camp, but for the hard camp, and you're stacking it. You're stacking the hard and the medium one, and that's where you get that extra boost on your farm.
I guess Detachment's been off the lane so much that Kagome is getting real close to hitting level 6. Bottom lane, Exorcism, PP moving forward, trying to get the kill on the Terrorblade. Illuminate, and, well, not going to do enough. They end up getting the kill onto the TB, and maybe they can get some damage out of the tower, but it's not exactly necessary. They kind of already got what they came for, right?
Yeah, they did. If Kagome hit 6, he could rotate in, but he's not really quite there yet.
He may not even need to. He could just throw an ult if he does hit that level 6. They do get the kill in the 7E. They're taking him to the Coddle now, so they'll throw Imitator down bottom and TB back into the lane, but LBZS, they get a couple kills in this lane that feel real good for them.
They get 2 cores. The mid lane and the safe lane in the same rotation. This is like the dream come true for the Dead Prophet. The most perfect rotation ever. Plus, no one was pressuring the mid lane, right? Like, no one was pressuring your tower. You return to find a catapult. The catapult's still alive and healthy. Just the perfect scenario for PP. And there we go. Dead Prophet, Brown Boots, BKB queued up. Classic PP.
So I think CDEC had a decent start, but that really kind of throws a wrench in it, right?
A little bit.
But now you've got Kagome, who's got the Wrath of Nature ready to go. Like, they could start making movements around the map with every Exorcism, and if anybody gets a little bit too low, Wrath of Nature out, and all of a sudden, maybe the bounces get the kill.
Yep. I agree. It's a little bit tougher for them, but they do have the Stream Protector. He should be able to... well, let's see if he can stay alive here.
Yeah, there's the Wrath of Nature, and immediately LG going in with that rebound.
He managed to use the Living Armor on the tower before he died, so silver lining it, at least a little bit right there. But what I wanted to say is, with this tree, at least they'll be able to defend the tower perhaps for a bit longer. But can they do that? You're against the Prophet. I don't think so. He's trying to.
Not a bad Nature's Grasp in that position. Just to try and cut these creeps. The tower, they're not doing any damage. I guess they will hold it together, but they TP in both the Coddle and the Sand King. There's the Dispose, and they're going to dispose of 7E very quickly. The Epicenter does some damage. They get Salad, but that's not what you want because you've given up 2, and that's 2 cores again. It's time Undyne. There's no way to save this tower.
You gave your cores, you're losing your tower. They're not truly respecting the reach that LG has with the Marcy. It's catching Kotl. Like, top lane Imitator, he should be fine, just tosses him away. Kotl is traveling in, but yeah.
That kind of hurts. He's gonna regen it eventually, and he's got the Tango, but to jump into the lane and then just get hit by that Wrath of Nature, there was a +1 there. He's probably dead.
Yeah. the good side for CDEC is that Terrorblade is still farming, right? So you are saving your carry from all the aggression that he felt in game 1 and 2. So the triangle for now is safe space, but Snapfire and Marcy, they want to change that.
Well, he does not have Sunder. He's in a lot of trouble, and eventually he will go down.
A small mistake there with the toss back, right? Marcy caught the illusion.
Yeah, the dispose.
Yeah, dispose.
It's hard in the beginning when a new hero comes into, because like I feel like I forget the names of some of these spells, but especially when somebody's like just put into captain's mode, I do know them, but I gotta be on it.
Yeah,
I want to feel like I know Marcy forever.
I just feel like I want to describe the spell, you know, not really call it by the name.
True. Wrath of Nature, jeez. And again, he's got no Sunder. He's in a lot of trouble, and he's probably. And honestly, this is a good marker if they can get this kill, but they end up losing the Snapfire. Maybe a little bit unnecessary. It's just hard to get those Mortimer's Kisses down when he's so close, and that also was because of the dispose right on, throwing the Terrorblade right on top of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially with the new character, you're not wrong to explain the spells more so just to make sure that people who may not be familiar will understand it as well.
It makes sense, right? Like it's.
You're more of a teacher. I'm more of just a say guy.
It's that grapple lever hook, you know. That's what she does. She's a grappler, catches you, throws you over the hip on the ground.
Give the dispose, also the angle slam. You know, it could be a little Kurt Angle action.
I feel like Marcy is your kind of a hero. Am I right?
I don't play Marcy that much, but I kind of want to. You know what? I get a little bit scared of screwing up the rebounds. I'm fearful of being stupid with that hero.
You get used to it after a couple of games. Pretty much one game, and it's really fun. Like Marcy is a lot of fun to play. It's partly because she's broken, but the skill set is unique as well.
Does she get away with being the 4, you think? Because I played a lot of 4.
Yeah, of course. Like, she definitely can be played as 4.
That feels so bad. That was in unison. The fire snap cookie, the rebound off the jump,
the double
landing.
Jump.
That was a 10. Synchronized jumping. Oh my gosh.
Do you give it a 10? I give it a 10.
I gave it a 10.
Yeah, perfect form, perfect timing, synchronization on point.
That was he really got jumped there.
Mounting.
That was a true game.
Yeah. That's what all gangs should look like.
Another smoke. Basically, right now, if you're LBZS, all you want to be doing is invading this triangle. But Undyne is, she's the
So the hook shot in a different direction. He thought about it.
How many times did Undyne break smokes in these 2 last games? Like,
Trying to find those sneaky
Pretty
frequently.
Blades.
Trying to go for it. Hook actually not finding any targets. It's the cog down, salad low, salad gone. It looks like they should be able to get a second in detachment, and they do. But PP with the BKB, he's not exactly an easy target to go for. They've got Kagome, they've got LG all here. Wrath of Nature bouncing around. They have Burrow Strike? Yeah. Stop the TP and get the kill on a Kagome. Big fight there for CDEC as they take out 3.
That was last millisecond to get that Burrow Strike. One thing from LBZS is they were kind of rushing in blind. They planted one ward as they went in, but they didn't truly have vision. And besides not having vision, they didn't have a BKB on Nature Prophet. I think that's even bigger. not having BKB on Natured Prophet kind of makes him susceptible to any sort of aggression, so he can just stand there and hit. The wealth gap is kind of quite significant between these two teams for...
Gosh, out again. This is kind of similar to what we saw CDEC do, right? Like they found an advantage and they felt very aggressive with that advantage, and it kind of cost them.
Yeah, I feel like LBZS's draft is made for this aggression, though. Like, they should be able to take these early game fights. They just have to be a little bit more careful about it, and perhaps with the BKB on Prophet. It's what, 1,000 gold away? Once you have that BKB, fight become much easier for you. There's the blink on Sand King completed. Tiny kind of far away from his zone, but he's getting there. And finally Terrorblade getting at least a little bit of breathing room, as he was really being pressured hard.
Are CDEC in a decent spot now? Like, they're down 5k to bring it down to 3k, even though they're still behind. Have they put themselves in a proper spot to kind of completely bring it back?
Yeah. They're in a much better spot, and they also have these heroes that can delay the game. They just need a tiny bit of space, not to, you know, just be completely destroyed early on.
Detachment spotted. Spare Vessel, easy kill there.
Yeah, the Sand King plus the Kotl plus the Treant, they can defend towers really easily and buy enough time for TB.
You do get Undyne, but again, Undyne is not exactly who you're looking for.
He's really good at
getting more out of it.
He's really good at racking up all these insignificant deaths. You know, like he dies when it doesn't truly matter, or he dies for a smoke gank, or he dies first to get vision. Like,
wow, LG. I mean, I knew exactly where he wanted to land after the avalanche, right after the avalanche ended. I mean, that's kind of understanding the hero to the T, right?
Yeah, and the Imitator kind of messed up. He had Tumbler's toy there, but he didn't manage to use it to jump off the cliff. He used it, and he didn't jump off the cliff. That's what happened, so... Hook shot.
Would be a decent kill to get. Kisses in on a 7E. Kagome over to the side. He's got a Maelstrom ready to go, and these right clicks are in. Help with the kisses, and a kill there on the Kotl right down towards bottom. So with the Treants, they can start to push, try and take the tier 2. But again, you've got, well, level 4 of living armor now.
They barely killed the Kotl, but they still did get him. And now they can commit as that BKB is completed on Prophet. Sand King.
Blink Burrow Strike with the epicenter. Avalanche toss. Kagome again finding himself killed, and then mid lane Terrorblade getting low, and they take out the TB. Again, unable to get that Sunder off. Undyne falls, detachment goes down, but I guess carry for carry as well as the Kotl. It works out for LBZS. They'll get the mid tier 1. They get a little bit more out of this engagement overall.
Yeah, they get a bit more, especially as TB also used meta. And overall, I think you want to be killing TB as much as possible, slowing him down. Same can be said for Prophet, but Prophet respawns, TP's back in, continues pushing. You know, he's more about this early game aggression anyway. Do you believe in Marcy for like Marcy carry?
Look here for the Sand King. Hook shots follow it up, and there is another kill set up for them. You mean Marcy carrying from the 3, or?
Yeah, from the 3.
BKB with the armlet, I would assume doing a decent chunk of damage once you get off that unleash, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Detachment dead, but Salad in with Kagome again. They don't have Wrath of Nature for another 52 seconds, but there's the rebound. They're looking for maybe the Dispose, but as long as they have vision, they'll get the right-click damage coming out from Kagome to get the kill there. Avalanche toss just to clean up the creep wave
TP
bottom.
top lane catches the TB, but yeah, no follow-up. Prophet has that TP to work with, but
Dire's top tower
probably not enough damage between the two of them.
Yeah, maybe if he threw out the Wrath of Nature and Kagome going for the Gleipnir, so like maybe we see more from LG in terms of just being the physical front line. With the help of Death Prophet kind of being the buddy-buddy.
It's also nice to have a bit more control on Prophets.
LG looks like he's dead already. Just gonna guess. Still dead. But missing the Burrow Strike gives a chance. There is just no feasible way that that's gonna happen with all those heroes there. Do you take Sprout leashes at 20 for this Nature's Prophet?
Oh, 100%.
Tower is under attack.
That talent is just broken. I think it's one of the best 20 talents out there. Not only is it broken, it actually breaks some heroes. Some heroes are unplayable against it.
Dire's bottom tower is getting pushed around.
None of those that are on CDEC's side, but
Salad. Not dead just yet. Hookshot ain't 7E. Getting in a little bit too far, and LG gets credit for that kill.
usually... Oh, okay.
Undying?
Yeah, he's into deep, but with the speed he should be able to escape.
It's not going up this time.
LG.
Oh, wow.
Damn, this dynamic duo.
Yeah. Oh my.
Rush out at the same time.
The men underneath this pit.
They can bite Kagome.
Dire's top tower is
Wow.
Get TP up. Oh, they got it.
No. You need to help them because they're going to go for the Brutal Strike Epicenter. And Kagome should just die off of that. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, there was no way. Yeah, there was no
That's
way
it.
to help him. There was no way to help him. He used his BKB already. That Prophet already used the ulti for the Aegis. And him greeding out like that and sticking around, getting killed, is so bad. You just used your big ultis to take crush plus the BKB and you lost it all.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Just yeah.
I'll take your tribute.
It feels like a lot of this game may in fact be on the Marcy.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Kagome kind of taking a different role, although I say that he's going Mjolnir instead of the Gleipnir, so maybe not.
No, like, you have these three cores that are definitely able to complement each other and you know, cover each other's weaknesses. The Dead Prophet, the Marcy, they can frontline easily for the Nature's Prophet. It's all right. Like I like the cores. I just still feel that TB eventually takes over. It's just a matter of time. However, the surrounding platform TB isn't as strong. Like, look at this Kotl. He's a mid lane Kotl. He's forced to build this 4-staff BKB. Like, that's not what you pick the mid lane Kotl for. You pick it for that insane burst, right? Like, that's what you usually want.
Dire is scared for enemies.
But you can't get that because this game is not an easy Kotl game. There's many heroes that can get close to him.
Game's still sitting at
Dire's
3K.
bottom
Feels like it's been that way for a while.
Good. Dire's structures are fortified.
LBZS, we're trying to use that smoke to find somebody.
Tower's under attack.
They don't find him yet. I will say though, Salad now with the Blink Dagger as well as the Shard going into the Yags next, like that Shard with the Blink always feels like you could get something done, especially in these close quarter engagements.
Tower is under attack. Radiant's top
Especially
tower
with
is falling.
the Marcy and the way the two of them have been playing, right?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Salad spotting these illusions, and they're going to come back around maybe to find something mid, but they won't. Meanwhile, Kagome does have the Mjolnir and will go into the AC and the Satanic. So kind of a completely different build, right? Like Satanic with the Mjolnir AC is much different than going for Gleipnir. Not wanting that control, they go into the Exorcism. Burrow Strike comes out. LG surviving, goes to the BKB. They've got the Overgrowth coming up with the hook shot missing. Mortimer's Kiss is coming down. They get the Cone Imitator. They'll take out LG. It ends up being a 1-for-1. But BP getting the kill onto the Terrorblade, who again does not sunder anybody. Imitator dies back to back. The buyback is not even gone from under his icon. Shows just how quickly he died again. And they will take out that Sand King. A triple kill there for PP. And once again, he is deathless.
Yeah. And exactly what happened, right? Like the 3 cores just spread the work between them. That Prophet obviously quite strong against Terrorblade. Gets on top of him with the BKB. Because of that, he couldn't sunder anything, plus the bonus damage from Kagome's ulti finishes him off.
Bottom lane, find an Undyne.
Best DP ever.
TP in, 1 shot, kill for you.
And this build that you mentioned with the Mjolnir, overall it does make more sense. They truly need that one that will be the ultimate right clicker, the ultimate carry, right? This build allows to do that. When you think about catch, you already, well, you have Dispose, you have Clockwork jumping in, should be enough.
BZS trying to just keep this lead up.
Double damage.
Throw shot, but now they've also got a double damage. I wouldn't be surprised to see them play again. I don't think there's any reason to look for that fight now that you've got that double damage, because you could do it pretty globally with the fact that Kagome has the TP available in a couple seconds. So we'll see what they want to do. PP level 20. Keep going Chivas. Like, it just feels like the things are starting to line up for LBZS.
Yeah, they are definitely they have this sort of a draft that can snowball over time, and that's what they're doing exactly with the Prophet, with both Prophets, that is just constantly being on the map, pressuring.
Power looks to be disintegrating.
Ooh, found themselves Undyne again. Mortimer's Kisses, easy kill. LG doing a lot of damage, and now they're gonna go put some damage on this tower. Man, LG with this Unleash doing some damage. Blink Burrow Strike, Epicenter coming in, but now Marcy, BKB, and then immediately dead. They go to the Exorcism. They've got the Silence out on the TV. They'll look for this Avalanche. They'll pop the BKBs. The Overgrowth is there to control up PP. PP might die for the first time in 2 games. They're trying to control him. They've got the Burrow Strike, and they'll finally take him down. 7 times spree, going the way of 7E. I mean, those are some big kills to get. Kagome does get his Satanic while all that's happening, and maybe he's farming up enough to go again afterwards. But big for CDEC, the fact that they were going down more and more.
And Bill carries still the Terrorblade, so if you leave Manchuk, if he does get to that critical mass, it should be pretty damn difficult for the LBZS to win this game. So CDEC, all they have to do is just take it like this, defend the towers, at least the tier 2s, high enough time for TB to reach that point. And
Middle tower is under attack.
Shot. And the Cox push back BKB with the right hook damage. TB comes in. And that's trying to TP out. So is Kagome. And again, moving up too far, moving up too fast, and dying there to the TB.
bottom lane. Oh, Link's out. Oh, and the Sprout at some point.
Did he take that leash? Yeah, he did. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I don't think you take the left talent. Like, Out leash is probably picked 100% of the time or something. It's just really, really strong.
K lead, TB, what's he going for? Scotty next, and then the Hurricane Pike.
You need, they all need ways now of getting out of the leash, right? So 4 staffs, Hurricane Pikes, all these kind of items are necessary.
They've got 3-4 staffs, yeah.
It's not only for the Sprout, obviously, it's also for Clockwork. And that comes in handy for both of them. Marcy also queuing up the Satanic, so these are all high dreams, high hopes, you know, like, think big. Just go for all the best items that you can go for. Blink Dagger, obviously, as well there to help out with initiation.
Looks like they're getting close to clashing. Roach up in 45. Smoke here, probably the winning fight of this gets the next Aegis with how it's timing out. And for CDEC, that would mean that they're probably back to even in the game if they were able to grab themselves a couple of kills in the Aegis. Move forward, and they're on the cliff. There's the blink as well as the Scatterblast coming in from the Snapfire, but it's not going to be enough, even with that shard. BKB's been popped. They're going after this terribly, but he finally gets a Sunder off in this game. The Metamorphosis on the right clicks out. They've got this LG Marcy going in, but there's the Blink Pearl Strike coming up with the Sand King with the epicenter. They get the kill on a 3. They'll take them out, but they do lose the TV. That's pretty big. Kagome trying to get the right clicks in to take out the Sand King and Will, so they'll find themselves a 3 for 3. Trying to keep Kagome alive with that Psychic Headband by pushing back Kagome, but it wasn't enough range, and now they look over as maybe
Tiny is stuck.
Imitator set to fall, and he'll perish.
Nice little help there from Salad, getting back into the fight after buying back. Make sure Tiny falls as well. This route just
4 for 4 overall.
Yeah. But this route just killed off so many heroes. The Sand King died because of it as well. I love the fact that DP pops her ulti and just stays on top of Terrorblade, and he can literally do nothing about it. He cannot attack her as he's losing way too much HP. So he cannot run away because she's faster. So they just need to find some way to fight the DP once she uses the ulti. Perhaps 4 staffs on the TB. Perhaps slow her down or control her at least.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
I would assume they're going to try and go for Roche here, but if they get this shard, Morpheus picks it up, but again they want to fight. They go to the jetpack. He's in the air. Getting them vision now. Go through. There's the rebound as well as the blink for the disposal, but blinding on his Zine. A little bit of trouble pops the BK. They've got the Pearl Strike and get the kill on themselves one keys. Looking for the epicenter on LG. Already used BKB. They get the kill there on Marcy. Marcy falls in the ditch that is her grave, and now wait, Scatterblast with the stun, and they got the fires. Complete and utter control to take out this TV, but they will lose Kagome. Kagome did for 97 seconds without buyback, and now Salad trying to make something happen. Illuminate Blink gets away from it. There's the Shivas. 4 staff forward. Sand King looking to try and get themselves the kill out onto the Snapfire. The Avalanche comes in, stopping the TP of PP. They never found themselves that Snapfire. Salad gets back into the base. They've got the Burrow Strike. PP trying to survive. Has the Spirit Siphon. Now the Spider Legs down off one cliff, over on the top of another, but the 4 staff again. Imitator in with the blink as well as the Avalanche. Hook shot, not enough to get the save on a PP. Jetpack onto the high ground. Really needed to get away from these heroes, and we'll get over to the outpost.
She's just not fast enough.
CDEC back into the game as Detachment solar bound and hitting the ground.
Plenty of water.
Save your friend Syndrome hitting in, kicking in right there on the Clockwork, trying to help the DP. The biggest problem that they had on the side of LBZS that whole fight was no DP ulti. So they decided to take this huge clash without having the main source of their team fight, and that's Exorcism. Without Exorcism, not really that scary as that Prophet.
Yeah, they really need that exorcism. I feel like Shard would be nice on the Death Prophet as well. Especially as these fights go on for so long. They have a way to get in and sneak steal this. Rocket Flare and Roche not exactly dying too quickly. I mean, if they get a clockwork over there, that would have been nice, but unfortunately unable to do so. He doesn't have a TP, could have went to the outpost. It'd take a lot of time, but at the end of the day, it is Aegis into the hands of the TV, and Shard going to the Kano.
Yeah, it would be a bit too late. Like, they could have tried it, but do you really want to be feeding any more kills after that last fight?
If it's just detachment, I feel like it's worth it, right?
Yeah, it's clockwork, you usually can, but also just slowing the game down a little bit and getting back the tempo in your hands, like, the control in your hands, I think that's probably better. Tiny?
Tiny, let's see. Not looking likely he'll leave this Earth. Well, leave that area of the Earth. He gets buried into it instead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Kagome right on top, Undyne. Mortimer's kisses, 4 staff away, misses the sprout, finds some space, and he's been recalled.
Nice little, nice little couple of shards giving back that recall, coming into play once again.
Yeah, mid lane, they're going to try and go here. He's lost that Aegis, so he's going to lose that first life, and he doesn't have Metamorphosis for a little bit. EP though with the BKB, they're going to go after him. They've got the Lotus Orb out onto the Death Prophet. Sand King trying to go in, but he's been dusted up. The damage coming in from the Sapphire, and now they're going to use the Dispose to bring Imitator back into the fight. EP getting low, ends up dead. The Dispose allows them to get the Fire Snap Cookie as well as the Scatter Blast out on the Tiny. They'll take him out for 105 seconds, so he's gone. Hit the grave.
For LBZS, you need to just get
everybody
out.
Everybody else gets out.
You need to. You have to bail. You don't have the Death Prophet, you need to bail.
Salad? Oh, the Burrow Strike! Just at the edge of that TP.
lights out.
Very unfortunate for Salad.
Got a tiny little bit more time for himself, but there was no way for him to get out after the TP was broken.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Do you think that there is more damage needed on Nature's Prophet, or that the Silver Edge is just good enough? Like, Silver Edge, I guess, is solid. You still get the crit.
I mean, he's got MKB, Silver Edge. I don't know.
Don't mind.
What else would you get?
Crazy old Daedalus and just hits hard, you know? Like,
right. Down the meta that wasn't available in the last fight. Well, they're going to use it here. And try to go on the high ground. All of a sudden, I say, try to go on the high ground, but Kagome, without Inuyasha, well, killed immediately. Has buyback, detachment gun. He's dead for 45. He's got buyback. They'll use it on the Nature's Prophet. They've already lost the mid-setter axe.
oh, they're going for a second set. Okay.
Thinking about it, that's for sure. If you can catch them on the way out, maybe that feels good enough, but it's not looking like they're going to get anybody, and these buybacks are, well, used to deter, but nothing else.
Yep. And they did. They stopped them from taking 2 sides. But if you are CDEC, this is pretty much the best position to be in. You just forced Kagome, and you have a clear target to win the game, right? If we kill that Prophet in the next couple of minutes, there's a high likelihood that they will not be able to defend, so their path to victory is much, much clearer now.
Silver Edge Refresher. There for Kagome, yeah.
A Refresher is a little bit weird, I guess. Double Rate of Nature, double BKB. Always nice to get that eventually, but he's not that close to even completing the Silver Edge.
Avalanche toss into the air. Detachment, 4-staff, jetpack, gone. Back forward again. TB with meta available.
Has it? Are they forcing? It wouldn't be the first time.
TB spotted, disposed, disarmed, and now goes into the man. So they've got the overgrowth on the force. Need to go back into the fight. EP though, far forward. Mortimer's Kiss is getting dropped down, looking for the kill on the Sand King. He's gonna burst strike away, but LG goes in with the rebound as well as the dispose. They've stunned up too. They've got themselves the sprout around the terrible, but they've got to push that out. They'll get that kill there on Undyne. They'll take out Salad. LG's gone, but there goes the Sand King. They've got the buybacks, and unfortunately LBZS PP low, PP gone.
Nature's Prophet actually trying to rat, like he TP'd. There is no way he can do anything there. Okay, he changes his mind, goes back. They need to fight this.
Gotta try, there is no meta. Sunder again, going for both these tier 4s. They've gotta hold out. OG feels like the damage of the controller a little bit in these fights. And without him, it's a problem. Salad goes in, he's got the Lotus Orb. That means there's no Burrow Strike that's going to be able to follow this up. They've got the hook shot, they've got the control of the Terrorblade. With the Illuminate coming through, that's going to do a little bit of damage on the Salad. They got TB low, but not TB low, not force that. Hey, get the team down. Down, Mr. President.
I just love the fact that Force Staff is so valuable once again. That item used to be the trashiest like utility item for a year or so, and it's just such a high ceiling item to have.
TB was just put on a roller coaster ride, and
they have five. Every single hero has a Force Staff on their side. Well, 4 and a pike. There was a team, it wasn't my own, but some players that I played with, in Dota 1, they used to practice by just buying Force Staffs. Like every game they would have to have 5 Force Staffs. And they would just force each other, right? That's the way they learned how to communicate, how to have good team fights.
Looks like it's working here for CDEC. By the way,
definitely.
Hex, picked up by the Coddle. Ninja Gear moving forwards. Up. Can they hold out?
This is the part where Dire's agent is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand. Dire is scared.
Question.
Just fake pumping.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh wow, he doesn't even need to go with that. LG's coming in the way to get the dispose as well as the... He's gonna go in now onto Imitator. They've also looked at the Terrorblade Force Staff again. Sunder out. Undyne dying. MNG is gone, but he falls back. You got the leash thanks to the Sprout. No more Sunder. Oh no. CDEC they chance, but instead LBZS stay finally, and they will. They take out so many of these heroes outside of CDEC, and the net worth lead is no longer existent. They got everything out of that. It all starts off the back of LG with a full team right here for the side of LBZS.
I just love the way they adjusted the teamfight approach. That's literally the main reason why they won it. Is so far their approach was, let's go on TB, waste everything that we have and hope for the best, like hope that we kill him. But this time around they went on Kotal instead. It's a little bit, I have to say, on 70 as well, being out of position, being so deep as a Kotal. But yeah, it doesn't matter. LBZS, they capitalize, they kill him off instantly, and once he is killed, they don't really have as much in their store to keep the Terrorblade alive.
Mid. I mean, their Ancient is exposed, so you always got to keep an eye just in case. But with 3 heroes dead, not looking like that's going to be much of an issue. And now they're going to find themselves 70 again. He just fought back. LBZS might have just found their opening. They might have just found their pathway to win this game with no Coddle for 2 minutes.
That could be game. They don't have Prophet ulti. That Prophet ulti, that is.
At least a set of racks. They do take it pretty quickly.
They will try to
Green
go
is
for
up.
throne. For sure. Yeah.
Got the living armor, but is it going to be enough? Maybe going to be Ancients exposed for both sides. 20 seconds and we've got the Sand King. That burrows control. That extra bit of very important. They've got themselves this book. Local rebound coming down the fire staff. They will go for the tiny to get the kill here out onto Imitate, but Kagome ends up dead. He's gone for 2 minutes. Now, terribly trying to survive even two with the no fire. They've got the force back. The rebound in once again from LG. They'll look over there at Imitator. Imitator who just used his buyback. And without Kagome, that's out the burrow strike on the 2. And now they go to the exorcism. They found themselves an opening, but may have found themselves going a little bit too far. They go taking the look for the rebound and the dispose out onto the Terrorblade. Terrorblade in a lot of trouble, and now he's getting low. He's into the pit. They've got the launches. Well, the toss is on the PP, and will take him out. 4 heroes dead on the side of LBZS. LG trying to make an escape. That's not possible. Everybody gone on the side of LBZS. I think the fortunate thing for them is the fact that they don't have meta, but they do call for the charge.
What the hell is this game, man? I dive your fountain. I die. You dive my fountain. We kill you. It's this is just ridiculous. I'm not sure why Kagome forced that fight against the TB. He was trying to be macho there, mano a mano versus TB, but it just doesn't work. Gets killed off easily.
No meta might be the savior here. They don't have it. And without it, I don't think they're confident in pushing. They're going to go in with a hook shot. Now they've got the Sprout. Ooh, moving forward. LG doing a lot of damage. He's now level 25. He does have that sidekick spell immunity. They go to the Thunder. That's going to be an attachment. But terribly not really surviving until they got themselves the overgrowth. They get the kill to Kagome. They'll take him out. They'll take out this Nature's Prophet. And now LG needs to try and leave. There is the immunity and the TP. Just in time.
Ancient.
The Ancient is exposed. The Ancient getting
It's almost dead.
It's already almost dead. Undyne gonna move forward, and I don't know why he doesn't just right click in on this Ancient. That's all he really needs to do. That's exactly what CDEC